Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to Martyn Lucas Investor. Can Donald Trump fire Fed Jerome Powell? Let's have a look at it. That's why the markets are down today. It's absolute chaos in the markets today. Everyone is very fearful. We are in the middle of a crash. There's no question about it. There's blood on the streets, and they say when there is, you should be buying. Well, I am. Tariffs and trades are the story of the day, but the situation with inflation has gone away, or at least Donald Trump thinks it has. But the markets are struggling right now. There's no doubt about it, and we're going to discuss it. It's very stressful at the moment. We're against the wall. We're looking at it. The economy's in tatters, but overall, the businesses that we own are strong. Can Jerome Powell be fired by Donald Trump? And what can we do to mitigate and get through this drama on the stock market? Well, I've been buying more. I bought another 20 shares this morning, and I just bought another 10 in the last 15 minutes. Lower my average ever lower. So let's talk about it. Let's discuss whether we should have Jerome Powell fired, whether we can fire Jerome Powell. And if you'd like, we could open it up for a discussion later on in the show. So without further ado, tap the like button. That would be great. And consider subscribing to our channel. I think we're going to hit 78,000 subscribers today, which would be absolutely amazing. So let's look at it. We're going to go through until the bell, and to the bell. So it's not that a long show. It's only 40 minutes or so. But let's have a little look and let's see if we can actually fire or Donald Trump can fire Jerome Powell. Let's have a look. Let's look at the facts. That's what's driving the market down. Uncertainty. Trump ramps up attacks on Powell demand. Loser. Fed chair. Lower rates now. You have to remember, though, it was Donald Trump who originally appointed Jerome Powell. But I guess he's changed his mind. This was a post on Truth Social a few moments ago. Preemptive cuts in interest rates are being called for by many, with energy costs way down. Food prices, including Biden's egg disaster, substantially lower, and most other things trending down. There is virtually no inflation with these costs, and I agree there. I absolutely agree. There is no inflation, or at least inflation is coming in line. To say there's no inflation is silly because we are above 2%. There's no inflation. There's always inflation. Otherwise, it would be zero, and then we'd be going the other way. Stagflation. We're not in. There is inflation, so Donald Trump is wrong there. Virtually no inflation. Well, that's a matter of opinion, but there is inflation. With these costs trending nicely downwards, things are trending downwards because of uncertainty from the tariffs, and no one is willing to invest in the stock market. So no one is buying, no one wants to IPO or MMA, even though we did start a few weeks ago. It's all gone on hold again because of the tariffs. With these costs trending nicely downward, just what I predicted they would do, there can almost be no inflation. Well, it's not quite the case, but there can be a slowing of the economy unless Mr. Too Late, a major loser, lowers interest rates. And Donald, you did hire him. So let's just remember that. And interest rates have been coming down and inflation has been coming down. And until we had all the Trump's tariffs, the market was going up. Some might argue wrongly because it was concentrated in a small area. That is a very good argument, that is. Powell has always been too late, except when it comes to the election period, when he lowered in order to help sleepy Joe Biden, later Kamala, get elected. How did that work out? Well, that's not quite true either, because we've been lowering rates now for quite a while, leading into your presidency. So be careful, Donald. You're gonna, you know, if I am going to pick up all the facts. We have had rates come down several times now, building up and going into your presidency. So got to be careful. That's not quite true. However, let's look at this. Trump ramps up attacks on Powell. Now, you need to understand, before we look at this, I've got a video interview here, which I'm going to play for you. Everyone needs to understand and take a deep breath at the moment. The economy is not the stock market. The economy is something very different. So if you're feeling all stressed at the moment and you're all screaming and shouting, wondering what the hell is going on, remember, the economy is not the stock market. They are completely separate. People's money in their pockets is not the same as investing on the stock market. In fact, the stock market is 6 months ahead of the economy. Obviously, because people are always looking forward to where we go next. So we're not backward looking on the stock market. We're always investing. And that's why I'm buying right now, because the companies that I'm buying are strong. Inflation is coming down. CPI is coming down. PPI is coming down. GDP is okay. And generally, things are okay with the businesses that I own. But the reason why the market is selling off and why everything is turning red is it's due to uncertainty. People don't want to be in the markets. They're not really investors. They're traders. Wall Street aren't investors. They're traders. They simply sell when there's fear and they buy back when it's good. And that just provides opportunity. But you have to be managed. Now, Warren Buffett has just put some information out saying, this is a great opportunity for those keeping their heads. Now, you do require discipline if you are using margin. You do require discipline and fortitude and conviction to be buying these dips, because people get afraid. They don't want to buy dips. They say they do, but the reality is people don't. When the markets go down, they get fearful. Clearly so, because they're selling out. Many people today got margin called. More margin calls today. People over leveraging. I'm still here. I'm still buying more. I'm still adding to my position. So you've got to have discipline. The reason why the markets are down today is for uncertainty. People don't know where we're going, so they are selling out and moving their money somewhere else. So let's hear from that interview, and let's also read this through of the facts. We've heard what Donald Trump says. He thinks that Jerome Powell is a loser and a waste of space, and he hired him, but there we go. I guess you're entitled to change your opinion. Fair enough. But let's read the facts, and then let's get the video interview. So, key points. President Donald Trump ratcheted up his pressure campaign on Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell. Trump on Truth Social called Powell a major loser and warned that U.S. economy could slow down unless interest rates fall immediately. Now, first of all, he can't fire Jerome Powell. Legally, he can't, but there is a way to that. We'll discuss that in a moment. And cutting rates due to political pressure is a bad idea. And Jerome Powell has shown that he's no intention of doing that. And I think that's the right thing as well. Trump and his team are studying whether they can legally fire the central bank leader before his term is set to expire. He's got a year left in office. And a year is nothing in this time frame. President Donald Trump on Monday ratcheted up his pressure campaign on Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell, calling him a major loser and warning that the U.S. economy could slow down unless interest rates are lowered immediately. The reason why the market is down is not because of interest rates. We've already priced in 3 or 4. I've priced in 2. But the economy, the markets have priced in 3 or 4. That's not why they're down. They're down because they don't know what's happening next. And they're also down because of the ramping up with China towards the rest of the world if they comply with the US. So that's not why the markets are slowing down and why the markets are down overall. Preemptive cuts in interest rates are being called for by many, Trump wrote on Truth Social. Well, they are being called by certain people. They are, not by me. I've said 2 rate cuts this year. First one in May. Thank you very much. That's only a month away, and that would be wonderful. Very, very nice for my margin. Cannot wait for that. That would be appropriate and right. That is such a short time away. Trump claimed that there is currently virtually no inflation. Well, there is inflation. There's always inflation. Even if we have measured inflation and we get to the price target of 2, there is inflation. So to say there's no inflation is incorrect. And costs for energy and most other things are on the decline. That is true. With these costs trending so nicely downward, just what I predicted they would do, there can almost be no inflation. Like I just said, that's not true. But there can be a slowing of the economy unless Mr. Too Late, a major loser, lowers interest rates. Now, Trump wrote. Trump's latest salvo against Powell, whom he appointed during his first administration, came as the president and his team are studying whether they can legally fire the central bank leader before his term expires in May 2026. There is no way he can unless he goes to the Supreme Court, and I'll come on to that in a moment. Powell has flatly stated that the president cannot remove him under the law. Any attempt by Trump to fire Powell would likely trigger a steep sell-off in the US equity market. Now that's partly why it's selling off today, not because of the fact he is going to fire him, because he can't, at least he can't at the moment, but it's uncertainty. People don't like uncertainty. You mustn't confuse it with the markets are going down because he's going to fire Jerome Powell. The markets are going down because people don't know what we're investing in. They don't know what the strategy is. They know what the strategy is with Jerome Powell. They don't know what it would be under Trump. I mean, would Trump be in charge of the Fed? I don't know. No one knows. That's the problem. That's why people are selling out and going somewhere else. They want nothing to do with the American stock market. That's all it is. If you start to raise questions about Federal Reserve independence, you are raising the bar for the Federal Reserve to cut. If you actually did try to remove the Federal Reserve chairman, I think you would see a severe reaction in markets with yields higher, dollars lower, and equity selling off. We're already seeing that now. It's an uncertainty issue, not because of being fired. I can't believe that's what the administration is trying to achieve. I don't think it is either. I think Donald Trump is driving the markets down to ultimately lower rates, but not through Jerome Powell being forced to lower rates. Remember why Jerome Powell lowers rates. He lowers rates because the economy is cooling. And the economy is slowing down now. There's signs of that. So that's the reason why we can get rates down. But we can't just get them down in 5 minutes because Trump wants them to come down. The economy has to cool down by itself, not just force it. All right. The stock market, already reeling from heightened uncertainty and other concerns stemming from the Trump administration, sweeping tariff plans, sank further today. The Dow Jones Industrial Average tumbled 750 points, a nearly 2% drop with the first hour of trading, while the Nasdaq fell 2.6%. The US dollar, meanwhile, slid to its lowest level since 2022. The churn in global markets has sent investors flocking to safe haven assets such as gold, which hit a record high price on Monday, while the benchmark 10-year Treasury yield crept up again. Scary, scary stuff. Now then, I've got an interview in a second. I want to play for you a video, so stand by for that. If you just tuned in, let's have some fun. Tap the like button and consider subscribing to our channel. Here is the link to subscribe. If you'd like to tap the like button, that'd be very much appreciated. You're very, very lazy this afternoon. There's 300 in and no one is tapping the like. Everyone forgets. So should we wake them all up? No, I haven't got time today. I'd like to do a little game with you, but I haven't got time because I've got to get on with the news before the bell goes. So tap the like button just because. That would be great. Right. Trump's tariff attacks on Powell followed the central bank leader's suggestion last week that the president trade war will constrain growth and could fuel inflation. Tariffs are likely to move us further away from our goals, probably for the balance of this year, Powell said at the Economic Club of Chicago. Now, you may remember we covered that event. So look on the homepage of my channel and you will see past playlists and you can go and see exactly what Powell said. We covered the entire event. You might like to go and check that out. Powell also stopped short of suggesting that interest rate cuts were on the horizon. He wouldn't do. This was half the problem why the market started to sell off. People wanted to hear a dovish Fed, but that's not how the Fed behave in between FOMC reports. They don't come on and say, we're cutting the rates next week. It's not what he does. He doesn't want that to start a frenzy again. Everyone start buying because they think rates are coming down. Real investors like me couldn't care less, and they look for the opportunity for the stocks to go down so I can buy more. I know rates are coming down. In good time, I can be patient, I can wait. And the longer, of course, we wait, the more chance you can buy at lower prices. Because every month I get paid on YouTube and I buy more. As long as they go up eventually, when I need the money, in about 20 years' time, that would be fantastic. So they can stay, the market can stay low for 20 years and then boom, the last 5 minutes before I retire. That would be good. Anyway, I'm just joking, of course. For the time being, we are positioned to wait for greater clarity before considering any adjustments to our policy stance, he said. So if you want to go and check that out, you can see that. Right. I'm now going to bring you our video that I've got saved for you here. So this is an interview here talking about Trump and Jerome Powell. So see what you make of this. It's only a couple of minutes long, and I'm going to play it for you now. Stand by. Here it comes. All right.
Up the pressure on Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell again on Thursday. For more, let's get to Yahoo Finance's Jennifer Schonberger. Jen.
Good afternoon, Josh. That's right. President Trump lashing out today at Fed Chair Jay Powell. Just one day after the Fed chair said that he expects higher inflation and weaker growth from the president's tariffs, showing no signs of cutting interest rates, the president hinting at potentially dismissing the central banker. Take a listen.
Oh, he'll leave. If I ask him to, he'll be out of there. But I don't think he's doing the job. He's too late, always too late, a little slow. And I'm not happy with him. I let him know it, and if I want him out, he'll be out of there real fast, believe me. We have a Federal Reserve Chairman that is playing politics, somebody that I've never been very fond of, actually. But
you
he's
did
playing
hire
politics.
him, so you must have liked him at one point.
Interest rate should be down now.
This coming after the president posted earlier today on his social media site, Truth Social, that, quote, Powell's termination cannot come fast enough. Powell is, quote, always too late and wrong and should be cutting interest rates alongside other central banks. Now, the Wall Street Journal is reporting that President Trump has been considering firing the Fed chair, discussing that for months, but has not come to a final decision about whether to try to oust him before his term is up in May 2026. Now, separately, the president was meeting today with the Italian prime minister, discussing trade, among other issues. The president projecting confidence that he can clinch a deal within the 90-day pause with the European Union, saying 100% Europe very much wants to make a deal, and it will be a fair deal. Now, we also got an update from Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent, who is also in the Oval Office with the president alongside the Italian prime minister, who said the goal is to strike trade deals with the biggest 15 economies. He said that yesterday's meeting with the Japanese on trade was, quote, fantastic. He expects a meeting with the South Koreans next week and is already in talks with India and has made a call to the EU. Now, the president was also asked today why he simply can't pick up the phone and call China's President Xi, to which the president responded, we will make a very good deal with China. Josh?
Thank you, Jen.
There you go. So I just thought I'd play that interview for you. As we come up to the bell, just remind you, if you've just tuned in, we're talking about why the market is down. What do we do about it? I bought more shares this morning, 20 shares of the S&P this morning and another 10 in the last few minutes. I'll show you what I've done so you can see exactly my purchases. This is what you do when the markets go down. There you go. The 20th of April, during the night, overnight, I bought when the market opened 20 shares, 482. And then just a few moments ago at 470, I bought another 10. That's just this morning. So as you can see, I'm getting very, very aggressive with buying the S&P 500. I can trim if I want to, but I have no intention of that. I would rather work and earn more money to hold all of my shares. And my $1 million target is way, way ahead of schedule now with the amount of shares I've got. I'm coming up to 500 a month now, dividends alone from the S&P. And remember, you buy the stock, you buy the S&P, not for dividends, but it's nice to have that extra bit of cash. The purpose of that is to cover my margin interest. And it's at 67% now of my margin interest. And once we get to May and interest rates come down, it'll be getting near enough the 70% of my margin interest will be paid by my effectively free money, because the dividends you get on the S&P aren't designed as an income. I mean, you'd have to own millions of shares for it to make a difference. It's just a little bit of a opportunity to pay the margin. That's the way I see it anyway. The markets are starting to come up, as you can see. As you can see, it's starting to pick up again now. It's been a very bloody day today on the markets. So once again, Trump wants to fire Jerome Powell. He can't. However, there is a potential path requiring the Supreme Court to get involved where he could do so. But we shall see what happens. There's no suggestion of him doing that. I will share this news with you as well. We covered this morning, that 90% recession probability now for 2025. We could already actually be in a recession. Now, if we are in a recession, no one knows for 2 quarters, we could be in there. And if we are, that's a good time to buy the market as well. That's another low. So these are all good signs for long-term investors. Remember, the economy is not the same as the stock market. Very, very different. Okay, let me come to your comments and questions. I think we are in members only mode. Let me do members only first. So let's see who's here. DJ Hayes, good afternoon to you. Hey, at Banana Heads, what a lovely red day today. I know Vaz feels like me. He likes the red days. Good afternoon, everyone. I can't believe I was here before Alex. I'm making a soup. Yes, Alex isn't very well today, is he? I'm fed up with Trump, DJ Hayes. But as a long-term investor, you've got to see this surely as an opportunity. I'm making the most of this. I feel it's a good opportunity. I really do. Hope you are better now, says Vaz to Alex. Folks, have optimal results when we come from good neutral. William said, I believe in 47's ability. 47's ability, but he's off reference Powell. I believe in 47's ability. Oh, is that the 47th president? Is that what you mean? Isn't that 47th? Yeah, just checking my history. But he's off reference Powell. Seems level-headed. I agree. I think that Jay Powell is doing a good job, really. I've got no issue with that. Trump wants to suggest it's political. They're not a political body, but he wants to say they are because it's not what he's doing. It's not. He doesn't agree with them, so he's saying it's political. I can't see that. I've got to be honest. I don't see Jerome Powell as political, but you might disagree. That's fine. We're running a poll right now, and the question is, will Donald Trump fire Jerome Powell? 42% say no, 45% say yes, and 14% of you are undecided. That's so far. I'll end that poll on the bell this afternoon. I feel like giving up. Just feels completely pointless now. I'm down about 350 quid overall. Walker wonders why. That's exactly what the stock market is supposed to do. It's called capitulation. When retail investors get tired and give up. I will never give up. I never go anywhere. I find ways to work, earn more money, and buy lower and lower prices, and I never give up. These are the hard times that will define your portfolio for life. This is why the rich get rich and the poor get poorer. It's tough to make money. It's not easy. It requires sacrifice. It requires discipline. It requires patience. And most people just don't have it. They don't have it. Walker is emphasizing a comment that most people, most retail investors do express. I feel like giving up. It just feels completely pointless now. I'm down about 350 quid. Do you know how much money I'm down? About 60,000. About 60,000 with all of this. The larger my portfolio gets, the bigger the drops. Warren Buffett was interviewed saying, what does it feel like to lose millions of dollars in a day? And he said, I haven't sold. I'm the same. So what do? Do I give up and go, I've lost $60,000? I mean, seriously, $60,000. I've never held $60,000, never seen a pile of $60,000 in my entire life. That was more than I bought my house for. To lose, I haven't lost it. I own more of the S&P than I've ever done. That is what we do. What we do is we acquire more stock, and in time, it goes up. You've only been in the market 5 minutes, Walker. I think you've been following my show now for a few months, and you came in when the market was selling off. Typically, a bear market can last up to 8 months. We're 3 months in. There could be 5 more months of pain. 5 more months. The question is, have you got the balls to survive it? Can you stay in? And if you can stay in for another 5 months at max, it could all be over tomorrow. This is not a normal bear market. This is self-inflicted. It could all be over tomorrow. And all the stock that you've bought, if you bought on the way down, will be up and you'll be making money. That's what investing is. That's the test of metal. That's why the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. I'm down $60,000, more than I paid for my house. What do? I work harder. It's horrible. I'm not telling you it's nice. It's not. Closer and closer to margin, more and more invested, bigger and bigger numbers. But I believe in me. I believe in my ability. I believe in my discipline, and I will win. And to win, I have to keep working, earning money and buying lower and managing my risk. managing that risk. I didn't go all in with my margin when it was up. I'm increasing it on the way down, understanding how much margin is left, how much room for downward pressure is left. You've got to do all that. This is how it is. It's not easy to make money. I feel like giving up. I understand, and that's what most retail investors are doing now. So many people today got margin called. Millions of people around the world today got margin called, got shorted out, their positions liquidated, and they're out. And they can't come back. Now, where did the money go? Where did all that money go? It went in the hands of the rich, because what the rich did, you sold, you lost your money, and they bought your stocks for cheap. That's what happens. Good evening, James. What if Trump is making the noise of sacking to affirm the belief in the monetary system or of the dollar? I don't know, Jerry. Interesting point. Please smash the like, said James. Smash the like. Poor man, rich man. Good evening, everybody. Good afternoon and welcome to the show. Alex. Saab, hi all. Great news today about Amazon XRP. Shout out to the person who mentioned it yesterday, and thanks for the information, Martyn, as always. You're very welcome. It's been a very popular live stream. Thank you very much. That live stream is now up to, wow, 9,318 views. Look at this. This is the Amazon. This is incredible. Look, the XRP Bank of America is 24,500 views. The most successful Sunday show by about 500%. Incredible. I cannot believe how well that's done. And today, the XRP Amazon, 9,319. That could be even bigger than the Sunday show at this rate. It's only been out a couple of hours. Incredible. A lot of interest in this. Tells me what people are watching and what people want to see. 77,598. We're on the way to 78,000 subscribers. That 100,000 doesn't seem that far away now, does it? Very, very exciting. Come back to your comments. Trump is getting too big for his boots, says James 007. Well, he certainly can't fire the Fed. Absolutely. Unless he goes to court and changes government, the Constitution and the laws and just about everything. And everybody will be fighting him if he does try to do that. So we wouldn't suggest that. Let me just change this a moment. For some reason, I have this silly thing going on at the moment. Playback speed. It's always slow. And I really don't understand what this is all about. Little update on Apple, on whatever it is. Something's updated, and now all my videos play in slow motion. This one here. If you notice, it's all like in slow motion. It's absolutely bonkers. I don't really understand it. Anyway, there it is. Let me come back to your comments and questions. This is all a game. Some show for the world. Do what I ask and say. I hope you're not loyal. You're fired. Do what I ask and say. If you're not loyal, you're fired, says poor man, rich man. Market tanking again. What did I miss? Poker Scrow. You've missed a lot this morning, I'm afraid. We covered this morning with the Amazon deal with XRP. We talked about China crisis over the weekend. I did a special live stream on Sunday. Today it's Jerome Powell threatened to be fired by Donald Trump. A lot going on. You might want to catch up with what you missed. James, good morning. Saab, thank you very much for your support. Bought some VOO, $20 to $4. It's all I can afford here. And there, building slowly. That's the right thing to do. Saab, keep chipping away, bro. That's the way. That's the way. Look, we all started with nothing. I started with $5,000. And now I've got 350,000. It takes time. Evening. Hello, everyone. Kent, good morning to you. Good evening. Good evening, sir. Good evening to you. Not political, says Jocelyn. Hi, James. Never give up. Do the best for yourself and each other. Walker, I'm trying to keep a level head and just not do anything. Tell you what, Walker, would you like to call in? Let me give the, I will focus on one member if I feel that a member is getting left behind. So Walker, there is the link. If you want to call in, there's a link in the chat. You have to be a member to call in. Anyone can call in, but I would like to get Walker on the phone and help him out a bit here, because I don't want any of my members getting stressed, left behind. We need to support all our members because we've all been there. I've been there. We've all been there. Every one of us. None of us have made this through without any losses. So there is the link in the chat. You have to tell me you're calling in. You have to be a member if you're calling in. 5 more months mean I can put 5 months of 30% of my wages and then multiply it. That's right. Yes, that's right. But at the same time, though, just on balance, we don't want an all-out recession. It takes a lot to come out of a recession. But again, if you've got a long-term horizon, it doesn't matter. It gives you more chance to buy the dip. Absolutely, it does. X age in the next 5 days. I'm not sure what that means. Lambo Kitten. Sorry, I don't. Rallo 1, Martyn, can get this 60 grand back in 1 hour with the right news. Yep. Yep. Absolutely right. And I've said to you, I've made this statement and I've made this prediction. I have a $60,000 day waiting and it will happen. And the more I buy on the way down, the more likely that 60 grand day is. And to be fair, that 60 grand day prediction was about 40 or 50 shares of the S&P ago. I bought maybe a 40 or 50 shares of the S&P since then, maybe more actually. So a 60 grand day, I mean, just to put it into context, 122 grand on this account, and it just here was 120. So that's 2.5 grand in the last half an hour, and we haven't even moved hardly at all. So yeah, that's right. The more I buy, the more I invest, the bigger the gains and the bigger the losses. So remember that. Made $250 with RSLS. Congratulations, Lambo Kitten. What are your thoughts on H-bar Hedera? Stu, I will let Sensei answer that on Sunday. I've never looked at it. I believe Sensei is in. I think he likes it. I don't want to speak for him though. Hello, LEB. Good evening to you. Yes, it's not easy holding strong. Walk and talk tonight. Yes, that would be a good idea. Walk and talk tonight. Right, if you are calling in, you have to let me know in the chat you're calling in. If you just call in, I don't know you're calling in. So you must tell me in the chat if you're calling in. I'll give you the link again. There you go. There is the link. Don't just call in without telling me. I will not know you're calling in. Ah, Lestin Wynn, one of our young investors here. Lestin Wynn is on the phone. Stand by, Lestin. I'll come to you in a second. Let me just sort your camera out. There you go. Get you in the right place. Oh, you're in the dark there. Can you put some lights up at all, Lestin? Being in the dark, we just won't see you. You look like one of those computer, hackers sat there in the dark, with the headphones on and the hoodie on. That's what he's wearing. And people think, oh my God, who's Martyn got on the show? Has he got some sort of hacker on the show? There you go. He's put his light on now. Good evening, LEB. Walk and talk tonight. Okay, we'll do it. Great idea, Vaz. Thank you for that, mate. Give me 10 minutes. Walker wonders why. Wants to call in. Lovely. I'm really, really pleased. Hello, everybody. Bought more VOO in my individual and my Roth. Everything I invest, I've already written off as soon as I press that buy button. So I'll never sell. I just pretend it's already gone. Lestin's calling in. He's on the phone right now. Good afternoon, J-Ball, Martyn, Lucas Aids, much love. All right. Leah's bringing me. Leah, can I give you these? I've got, for some reason, cups everywhere. All right. How did you get on? You all good? Okay, lovely All right, let me get my tea. If you want one of my big latte mugs like this, these are the giant latte mugs signed with our logos on. You can get one of these. It's martynlucasshop.com. Here is the link, martynlucasshop.com in the chat. There it is. Right, we're starting to come up now into the close. 5 minutes to go. Let's get our guest into the show, Lestin Wynn. We'll have Walker Wonders Why as well in a moment as well. So Lestin Wynn, good afternoon to you. How are you?
Not too bad now yourself.
I'm all right, mate. I'm all right. Another red day. Are you cold there?
Just a bit cold.
It's good to have you on the show. What's up with you? What's going on today? What do you want to say to the world?
Not much. I was an idiot this morning. I forgot the London Stock Exchange was closed. So I was like, I'm going to try and buy the dip this morning, but hey ho.
Yeah.
Worked out well. I can buy even bigger of a dip today. But
yes, indeed.
But hey, I think it's just blown out of proportion. It's just madness.
It is madness. I think it's very important to remember, though, and a lot of people forget this. The stock market always has, always will, always overreacts. It overbuys and it oversells. And the reason for that is when Wall Street see a chance for the market to go down, it dumps and then everyone follows it. It's what happens. And it just gets it, then it goes down too much. Then it presents opportunity for Wall Street to buy back in and pump it back up again. So that's what this game's all about, I'm afraid. It's all noise. And the more I look at the balance sheet and the more I look at what the companies are doing, they're all doing fine. There's no issue with our businesses that we own. Inflation is coming down. Everything is doing okay. We've got an okay economy. But it's an opportunity, but it's tough. You were listening to Walker Wonders Why, who's just come into the market and he's really struggling because ever since he's been in, just keeps on going down. And I know what that feels like when you first come in. Remember, this is not a game for 5 minutes. It's a game for years. But you've got to go through these first few years. And it's tough. I mean, I'm currently down 60 grand on with all this current malarkey going on. But I've now got a portfolio of over 350 grand. And a 60 grand day is just around the corner. So I can get it back in a day. So what's your thoughts on the market? Are you up? You down? What you buying? What you selling?
I'm down. For my portfolio is 50% S&P, 25% Nasdaq. I think about 15% European 600, and then I think 5 and 5 silver and gold. And I just buy in pretty much every day. I kind of buy in, but as soon as the wage goes in, if I think it's a low enough buy, I just go all in. Instead of my daily buys, because it just can. This market just swings. So it goes up, 6%, it goes straight down. So
exactly, you can't time it. There's no sense to this. This is not performance related. It's not earnings related. It's not anything. It's just a tweet. I mean, all we have to have is a tweet from Trump that I've done a deal with China, and then the Fed lowered the rates in May. Boom, 20% up in one day.
Yeah, I mean,
nothing's changed.
For some people who are actually getting into investing, it's not a bad time to get in, because you can learn straight away. There's nothing worse being almost delusional in a way. Keep on buying on the way up, and then when you get that crash, that person will freak out, because I think we've all been there.
We've all been there. I've been there. That's how I started my journey when I started the channel. I bought on the rally going up after COVID. Yes, this is the best time to come in. One, you're getting a price of, you're buying the S&P from what it was nearly a year ago. So that's a good advantage. And the companies are stronger than they were a year ago. But also you're feeling pain all the time. So you're learning how this works rather than, oh my God, this is great. Free money. I just keep buying and it keeps making me money. I'll just keep doing this. Because then you over leverage. You'll buy an individual stock on 10x leverage and you'll lose it all. And then you really will lose it all and you'll never come back then. So wonderful stuff. I've got Walker Wonders Why on the phone as well. So what I'm going to do, we've got 30 seconds before the bell goes. Let me ring the bell. I'll come right back to you and I'll bring you both on the screen. Here we go. We're having a nice big rally now into the close. Markets oversold as they always do. Let's see what happens. So if you just got margin called or sold out, you're now going, oh my God, now it's all gone back up again. That's why I bought, why I don't sell, because I know what I own. I just have to own it for the future. It's not for today or tomorrow or even next year. Right, here we go. 3, 2, 1. The bell has gone. Let's go for all our positions and let's see. The moment the bell went, it trimmed right on the bell. Did you notice that? Right on the bell, there was a trim. Let's see what's moving and let's see what's going on today. All right, here we go. So, my overall portfolio, we were down as low as 119. We're now 23. So that's $4,000 in the last hour or so. Look at that. And crazy. I bought here and I bought here today. So I've been buying more. My average on the S&P now is a new all-time low. And I mean a new all-time low. Look at that. 494 was at 517 just a few months ago. Now 494. Unbelievable. I'm down 15 grand. I used to be up 30 grand on this account. Amazing, right? But now I own more. Remember, it's about owning stock, not about the price of it right now. It's about owning more and more stock. The SPCE is down, Palantir is down, gold, all-time highs, just keeps on going. Amazon, down, now starting to come back, oversold. Apple, oversold, starting to come back. Next Year Energy, down, trying to come back. Enphase Energy, what a buy that is. Coca-Cola, down today. J&J is down. It's a $200 stock, I keep saying it over and over again. Oil, down today. That is not necessarily a good thing. Trump likes that, but of course those that produce it don't want to produce it. They're not making any money. Tesla, down, trying to push up into the close. McDonald's going back up, down though. Everything's down, but going back up. Google, Microsoft, coming on to Nvidia. What a buy today at 95. We said the bottom was 100. It went to 84. So we see this as a good buy. On the forward PE, it makes sense. Walmart, down, pushing up. Tilray Brands, I wouldn't touch it at all. Robinhood, good buy under $40. IonQ, still too expensive. Rocket Lab, still too expensive. Plug Power, 78 cents now, all gone. You can't touch this now. You don't know what the policy is. Bitcoin, slightly up, 0.02. XRP, down 1.59. We went live today, just here. As we went live, it rallied. Literally, like yesterday, the second we went live, boom, it does it every time. If you ever watched our show, every time we go live, and it's just luck, by the way, I'm not implying that we move the market or it's magic, but it just always seems that way. Anyway, well, it doesn't seem that way. It's what happens. Anyway, there's the markets today. Here's my position. We're down. It's a very, very difficult day. We've got two guests, Lestin Wynn and Walker Wonders Why. We're going to speak to them in just a second as we wrap up today's show. But it's been tough. We covered a lot this morning. We covered all the tariff wars are increasing. We've got the issue with China and the USA, and of course the tariff wars, the trade wars. We need to get together, shake hands, but we did have some great news this morning. Hopefully you saw it. XRP has now teamed up with Amazon. Great result there today. I hope you were able to catch that one today. It was a great day. We learned about Amazon doing business, partnering up with Ripple and XRP. So rather than walking down the aisles, you can go on your phone, you can go on your iPad, and you can make your purchases with XRP, coming soon to a phone near you for Amazon. But right now, we're going to focus on our guests who have joined us. Let me put them both on the screen. So I've got Lestin Wynn in spot number 8, and I'll put Walker Wonders Why in spot number 9. Or Walker's Wonder Why, I've just lost your camera. I can't bring you on the show without a camera. You were there a second ago. If you can just get yourself back, that would be great. Let me just line up the cameras again. Walker, I seem to have lost, but Lestin, I've got you. But let me switch over to here and hopefully you'll come back on. But I've just lost your camera. But I will stay on air, so don't you panic. So, if you'd like to call in, we've got 10 spots. We're going to be here as long as you need me. We're going to have a conversation with each other. So if you'd like to call in, you can be here. Let me just move Lestin's camera just over there a little bit. There you go. There you go. Spot on. If you'd like to call in, I'm going to give everyone the link right now. I think Walker lost his internet. Maybe he'll call back in a second. Let me give everyone the call here. Oh, I think he's back now in spot number 9. There he is. We've got him on the screen. There he is. Right, let me just line you up perfectly. Let me just zoom you out a little bit. There you go. Oh, I like the headphones. You got all the gear with you today. I'm loving it. There you go. He's got all the gear. Fantastic. I recognise that. That's Wolverhampton Wanderers, isn't it? That jersey you got on there. Yeah, I recognise that. The green and the yellow. All right. Okay. If you'd like to call in, folks, be on our panel. There's 8 spots left. Live phone in. You need to be a member and you need to be on camera and you need to tell me you're calling in. Don't just call in. I won't know you're there until you let me know. All right, replace the pin. Okay, I'm going to put that there. I'm going to end the poll right now. Will Donald Trump fire Jerome Powell? 44% say yes, 22% no, and 14% undecided. The answer is he can't fire Jerome Powell unless he changes absolute government policy. And that would be changing everything, constitution, you name it. Right, let me come to you, Walker Wonders Why. I didn't like to hear the sadness in your voice today, frustration with being down and all the rest of it. So I wanted to come to you and I don't think you're hearing me, are you? Are you hearing me now? You are, good. So you sounded very concerned today. Stocks are going down. Tell me all about it. What's your situation? Hang on. It says you're muted here. I've got you. No, it's me. It was me. You're okay. It's my mistake.
Oh, you had me then?
Yeah. It was my mistake. I apologise.
That's all right.
So what's your situation, mate?
Well, same as everyone else, really. It's not going well. Don't get me wrong. I'm not massively down overall, but it's like I had like one good day, well, maybe 2 or 3 good days in a row, and it's gone again. So it's like, oh, God's sake, just constant at the minute. It's like one tweet, well, not even a tweet. It's just like a remark by someone in the office, or and it just completely does a 360. I don't think no one seems to know, do they? They just like it doesn't matter who you watch, or everyone seems to have a different idea and stuff.
Well, no one knows what's coming next. And because of that, nobody wants to be in the market. No one wants to park their money, so they sell. Whereas if you're a long-term investor, you buy. Traders want to sell. Investors love this. And even Warren Buffett, who is holding a lot of cash at the moment, still more equities than cash, has just said, and in a very rare comment, he said that it's a good opportunity for those who keep their heads. In other words, stay in the game, look for the dips. This is what I'm doing. It just requires patience. I mean, I'm 60 grand down, mate, more than I paid for my house. I don't want to be 60 grand down. But the thing is, I understand that I'm investing for the future. I don't need the money today. It doesn't matter what the price is today. What matters is how many shares do I own? And I own another 20 today, another 30 today. I bought another 30 shares today. So it's about acquiring more and more of what is good. And I'm buying it at cheaper and cheaper prices. So obviously it's going to be good in the long term. Just got to have patience though. And I know what it feels like. Yeah. But you are lucky, and Lestin Wynn was right, coming in when the markets are like this, because you learn the best lessons earlier on. So you really are doing it the right way around. I know it doesn't feel good.
And I know people are losing a lot more than I am.
It's not about the money. It's about what it means to you.
Yeah, it's just like constant, isn't it? You're like,
it's draining. isn't it?
Yeah, that's the right word to use. Like, I'm doing everything I'm supposed to do, and I'm buying, like, I'm sticking in it. Like, I brought your mug now as well, so I'm gonna stick in
Look
it.
at
that. So
that's definitely the right thing to do.
That's I'll stick in it. Like, so I've got time on my hand. It's not like I'm 85 and I've got, a couple of years to try and make like money. I get that. In the long term, I do think it'll pay off because,
exactly.
Like I said before, I think it'll run its course. It'll burn. I don't think they can keep this energy up.
No, the markets get tired.
It's going to be, it's got to be exhausted, especially for like everyone's guessing content. And eventually, people will probably just burn themselves out with it.
I listen, I totally get it. It's exhausting for me. I'm working extra hours. I'm up at night. I'm trying to refinance. I'm jigging money around. It's really, really taxing. And it's draining. It's draining. But we haven't had, none of us here, including me, haven't had the runaway profits yet. Because over the last couple of years, I've only been doing the right thing the last 2 years. The first 2 years, I was trading, learning my craft, losing money, doing the whole thing with Virgin Galactic and so on and so forth. And then I transferred to the S&P, changed the whole structure of the show. But that's only 14 months. That's a blink in the eye. So we had a bit of a run up, but it got overbought, got too much. And now it's corrected, and now we've got a change of administration. This is perfectly normal. What we got now is a correction. It is now a crash. It is a crash. No question about it. We are in a bear market. This is part of it. We've got to come through this. And the next part, a year from now, all of us together are going to go, oh my God, remember when we started this 2-3 years ago, what it was like. And if you've invested wisely all through that time, you're going to look back and go, okay, I get it now. And now you'll take your money more.
COVID, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Like, everyone thought the world's going to end and the market's going to crash, and it pretty much went down to near enough nothing with some of the companies, didn't it? And they bounced back from that. So, I don't think people are going to stop spending money overnight. Yeah,
but at the same time, we don't just say it always bounces back like a magic ball, because that's what it does. It bounces back because we make it bounce back. So when we talk about buying a stock under value, and when we say it will come back, it's not just, we can't just say it because that's what it does. It's like a magic trick. There's a reason why. The market needs to come back. Trump needs the market to go up. Everybody needs the market to go up, and they'll manufacture it. They'll print more money, they'll lower rates, they'll stimulate the economy. It doesn't just happen. When you start to see it going up, that's because policies have been put in place where Wall Street feel it's good to buy back in again. It's not just, it's been like this for 8 months, and 8 months is the average, so now it's like a magic number. Let's all buy again, lads. It's not how it works. So, and I'm not dismissing what you're saying it comes back. It does, but we have to understand why it comes back and what triggers it. And that way we manage our risk accordingly. If we just think it all just keeps coming back, then why not just 10x your leverage? Doesn't matter how much you borrow. You're not going to get margin called. It's all going to come back. Well, not for everything. 80% of the Russell won't be around in 10 years. So if you're buying cheap companies, 80% of those companies will be bankrupt. So it's not all perfect and it all works out always. Things have to happen, but the things are in place. For me to be buying the S&P isn't just because it's down and I'm earning money, so why not? I'm buying it because of like 20 different reasons, and I try to share those things every day. And all those reasons are in place. So that's why I'm buying. And that's why I didn't just buy all the other day, or why I bought some today and I bought some more this morning. We can't time the market. The biggest concern I've got is this number here. If we look on the S&P, this is the only number we should really care about. If we look over the last month, it bottomed here twice. This is the S&P 500, whether it's SPY, VOO, doesn't matter, right? It bottoms around here. And we started falling down and we're getting support again. What we don't want to see is it break this. If it breaks this level of support and just keeps on going, we throw everything out the window and we have to start recalibrating, and that's a big problem. As long as we hold these levels and we keep setting highs, we keep sort of bouncing off and getting higher, there, and nothing changes in the economy dramatically other than all the noise, then we've got good reason to believe we're going to be okay. But we have to remember, and for me, I'm all in margin. If it does hit that level tonight, tomorrow, next week, and it breaks and it drops another 10%, what happens? For me, it would get closer and closer to margin, but it still wouldn't margin call. Will eventually, if it keeps on going down, but I've still got that room for error in my margin. So you have to always build that into it. Don't just assume it's just going to go up from here or whatever. But every indicator is in a month from now, we're going to get rate cuts done for the right reasons, and we're going to go up, and we're all going to be really, really happy. Those that invested wisely. So, you know, I just want you to know you're not alone, mate. We've all been where you are. Yeah. I've been margin called live on the show 2 years ago. I had tears in my eyes. It was horrible. The first time it happened to me, it was horrible. I didn't like it. People were giving me super chats to like make me feel better. It was horrible. And it's horrible now. That's why the studio's red. I'm working extra hours. It's stressful. I'm going to bed at night stressed. I want to be up. I'm done with this. I'm done with 3 months of this.
I can imagine. I'm not in half as deep as you, like. So, yeah, I get that.
I mean, it's in proportion anyway. It might be a big portfolio or a small portfolio. And, I mean, it's like what Buffett said, be greedy when others are fearful and be scared when others are greedy.
Exactly. Exactly. I mean, you need to understand that I'm only 1 times leverage. So I've got like, you know, whatever I've got, I don't know, 200, 150 grand. What have I got? 350. So 175 grand of my own money, 175 margin. So it balances itself out, right? Okay. Yeah. It's not like I've put in $10 and I borrowed $1 million because down 0.00001, I'm margin called and a man knocks on the door, goes, give me $1 million. You know, I haven't got it, mate. I'm sorry. I put in the cash and I've just matched it. That's very different than people who 10x leverage on an individual crypto coin or something like that with no fundamental value, which could go to zero in a second, and there's no way to sell on the way down, and now you owe $1 million and you haven't got it, so they take your house off you. That's different. Yeah. So, you know, it might be big numbers, and it is big numbers, but it's because I've kept working, putting in more money. Same as, I mean, when I started like you did, I remember the first day I bought Bitcoin, and I bought, I think, I forget what it was, $50, $100. Within 5 minutes, I lost $10. And I felt more sick than I feel now with 60 grand down. It's not because I'm desensitized and I've just got used to losing money. I haven't. I do not like losing money, and I haven't lost money until I sell. But I lost that $10 and I didn't understand what I'd done. I thought, well, Bitcoin's going to go up, innit? Why am I down $10? I felt like I just flushed $10 down the toilet. It was horrible. So I know how you feel being down. It's horrible. But the market goes up and down. You know, it's not just straight line up.
Be easy, wouldn't it then?
It would be easy, wouldn't it? But it wouldn't work, would it? It wouldn't work.
Won't be as fun.
Well, it wouldn't work either. If the stock market only went one way, it wouldn't work, because we'd all become billionaires in 5 minutes. Everybody would run out and buy a Ferrari, and now a Ferrari would be like an old broken down Ford Mondeo. It wouldn't work. We can't all become billionaires. Do you remember the film? I think it was God Almighty with what's his name?
Yeah.
I forget it. The guy who did Jim Carrey. That's it. Yeah, and he was God, and everyone said, "Can everyone
win the lottery?" Didn't he?
Can I win the lottery? So he went copy and paste to all. Everybody in the town won the lottery, and they set fire to the town because it just didn't work. You can't pay out everybody. It doesn't work. We can't all be rich. Yeah. You know. So it is a tough game, but I think what is hardest is not being down, it's draining. Every day looking at it going down, you expect to see it going up because that's what you're told, right? And over time, if you look at the S&P, I like to think of it like this. If you look at a perfect drop of water, a beautiful, perfect bead, smooth and shiny and silver drop of water on a spoon, it looks perfect. Absolutely amazing. Look at that perfect water, right? One drop. You put that drop under a microscope and look at it really closely, and you'll see all these little germs and viruses and stuff all running around and molecules. It looks like the stock market. It's all crazy. But stand back, It's a perfect little bead of water. Well, our portfolio is the same. And one of my friends, and I always like to balance myself on this, he bought millions of shares of Amazon when it was pennies, and now he's mega rich, right? He doesn't care when the stock market goes down 50% because he's up thousands of percent. And because that took time. And none of us here have had more than a year or two. There's very few of us who've been in it 10, 20 years, very few of us. Stephen Lewandowski has, and a few others. But many of us are in it 1 or 2 years. So we've not had that feeling yet. So we have to give it time. So I know it's tough, mate.
Wow. We'll see how it works out, eh? If anything, it'll be life lessons, won't it?
Well, if you bought the S&P and you do absolutely nothing, I am as sure as eggs are eggs, like Donald Trump would like to use that. I would say in a year from now, or not even a year, a month, 2, 3, you will be up.
I'd look on eToro for the S&P 500, but it wasn't. I don't know. For some reason, it wasn't giving me the option.
No, there are different. The S&P 5. No one can buy the S&P 500. You buy an ETF that tracks it. Standard & Poor is an agency on the street that manage. It's very hard to explain it in 2 minutes, but Standard & Poor is the S&P 500. You can't buy that. You buy an ETF, which is set up by a management company, which tracks the performance of what that does. So that's what you're buying.
I read a book about. I didn't get all of it, but I sort of get the basics of. Yeah, what
there are lots of different funds that track it. I think in the UK, many would say VUSA. I think is on your portfolio on your brokerage.
I think it was something like. I weren't sure what it was, so I didn't mess it up. I thought, I don't know what it is. That sounds about right.
Anyway. So I hope you're feeling a bit better. I know it's horrible to be down, but just don't do anything. Are you margined at all? Are you borrowed? Have you used money you can't afford to spend? I mean, what?
No.
Well, then don't worry about it.
I've just lost you lost what I've lost.
You're down. You put money in, you're down, you're losing money, but you haven't lost until you sell. And if you own some dodgy companies that aren't likely to recover, then they could go bust. But if you own the S&P, what is it you do own exactly?
Little bits really here and there, just from what I've seen. You've done reviews. Other people I've sort of watched and sort of followed them. I've got bits in top of my head now. Nvidia, obviously.
Mm-hmm. Well, Nvidia is a solid company. It's not going to go bust. It'll come back again. Oh, I think I just lost his signal there.
Sorry.
Clicked
on the thing.
So Nvidia, what's your average price?
I think it's about 211 off the top of my head.
Or pounds, is that?
Yeah.
211?
Yeah, do you mean on the, not 211, 111?
111, that sounds more like it.
Yeah. Sorry. I've got 200.
I thought, it's never even
it's
been
late,
there.
man. I'm so tired.
No.
I had a drink at the weekend.
Yeah,
and I'm
hey, mate, we're all bloody tired. But so you haven't bought it at the top. I mean, it went to 150.
Oh, God, no.
Right, it went to $150 on the CES and 140 on the earnings. So 111 is okay. It'll come back. It'll beat that price. Lucid's a good company. Now it's got rid of Peter Rawlinson.
Yeah, I like the look of them. The cars are good. I've never heard of them before. But
don't buy a business because the product is good. Buy a business because the business is good. Do you know how much it costs? Do you know how much it costs to make an iPhone? Do you know how much it costs?
About
what was that?
60 quid.
Yeah, it's going to be like $5.
It's $10.
Is that it?
Yeah.
So,
Isn't that incredible?
mad, isn't it?
So think about, and that's the cost actually produce it, right? So you think about that. That's a good business. You want to own a business like that, right? That produces an item for $10 and sells it for 1,000, sometimes more, right? And people in the ecosystem keep coming back, queuing up to buy another one. That's a good business to be in. And build the whole ecosystem, so you have to have everything Apple, like me, and then the whole iCloud and everything else and all that. That's a good business. So you don't buy it because the iPhone's good. You might prefer the Galaxy, but you buy it because the business is good and it's got a strong management team and it's got a good balance sheet and it's well run. You're owning the business. So I always say you don't trade Apple, you own Apple, and that's the way I see it. But anyway,
Could I just ask a question to Walker Wonders?
yeah.
I was wondering if he uses a stocks ISA. That's a common problem with new investors, especially in the UK. They don't use the ISA.
Oh,
It's similar to the Roth IRA over in the US.
yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Didn't we talk
Mentioned it
about
last
that
week,
before?
didn't you? Yeah. I've opened it. I went on it. I put like 20 quid in it, but it's not. It's not very user friendly. The Lloyd's one isn't.
No, it probably
it's
isn't
like
the
something
most
from, like,
user friendly
the
app.
90s.
But
It's weird.
yeah,
The kind of best app that I use is Trading 212. They're very good. Their ISA account is very good.
yeah, they have an ISA, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I
don't-
use.
I don't know if
brilliant.
eToro does. I had a lot
No,
of
eToro doesn't.
No, you
I don't know.
absolutely, when you're starting out, you absolutely should be finding a brokerage that does allow you to buy in an ISA because you're trading for free, tax free.
Yeah.
I mean, there's absolutely no sense at all being fully fully in a brokerage which is charging you tax when you could do the same thing tax free somewhere else. I mean, there isn't any
I'll have a
reason.
look on 212 then.
Yeah, that's quite good.
I'll
What's
check that
great that I find is if you don't want to actually look at your app every single time and do deposits, what I've done, but I've stopped at the moment, just it takes out my account 10, 20 quid every single day and invests it itself. I've created my own little pie and it diversifies
That's
my
cool.
portfolio. So then it's like stress free. You know it's there, and then the other time you just look at it.
Yeah. Yeah, basically what he's describing there, Walkers, is when you set your ISA up on Trading 212, probably ask you a few questions. What sort of ISA do you want? A stock ISA. What sort of risk tolerance? You want safe? Do you want high risk? Whatever you're interested in. A bit like Robinhood does on their managed account, they do that. And once they know what you want, they just buy on your behalf. So you'll put in $10 a day, like Listing Win's talking about, and they will just buy the percentages of each thing to go into each fund. So you've got a overall balanced portfolio. If you don't want to manage it, look at it, check it, and I'm sure you can, change that at any point and have another product that runs alongside it. But that's quite a good way of looking at it.
And you can create your own little pie if you want. So if you want a bit of NASDAQ, S&P,
There you
European, whatever. So you don't have to do a pre-med one.
There you go. So you could do your own if you wanted
That'd
to.
be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be
But
cool.
you should definitely be using your ISA, like in the US, it's our IRA. You use that first. My ISA is maxed out because when I sell it, it's tax-free, and they give me a match as well. Robinhood give me 3% match. So you should always be filling that up first. Once that's full up, then fine, go onto your brokerage account and do what you want. But you absolutely have to fill that up first. Otherwise, you're trading exactly the same way, but paying tax on it.
Losing money on it.
Yeah.
I don't want to give any more tax.
No, exactly. Yeah.
That makes sense. I'll have a look at that. I'm going to shoot off now because I'm going to fall asleep at some point. I'll have a look at that. I'm done.
Walkers,
So
I just wanted you to call in because I didn't want you stressed and
Cool.
worried. I know what it feels like. We're all with you.
I'm a bit of a drama queen sometimes.
Well,
I'll be
mate,
all
we
right.
all are, right? This is rock and roll, right? But no, just stay in, don't worry, and you'll be okay. If you've got no margin, you've got nothing to worry about, you don't need the money, and you invested wisely, you will be up. But that's the best way of looking at it.
Cool. Thank you very much.
Thanks for calling in,
Speak
mate.
soon, mate.
You're not alone.
That's right.
There you go. All right,
See ya.
Alex has joined us as well. Alex, did you have a question, mate?
No, just want to show you that I had a notification from eToro, and if Walker wonders why he's interested as well, it gets you 2% cashback on your ISA, and that's invested before the 30th of April.
That's the end of the tax year. Yeah,
Yeah.
you've got until the 30th of April, right? And then the new tax year starts. The UK ends in April. That's right. You're absolutely right. So they're giving you a 2% match right now.
Yes, on everything invested before the 30th of April.
There you go.
And then they say more club perks with your ISA counting towards your club tire, fast and free transfers available, and loads of other things. Like it's just brand new right now because eToro didn't have it wasn't existing anyway.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
So,
That's
yeah.
a good bit of information. Yeah, look at all the different ISAs and see which ones give you the matches, and take advantage of the matches. And by the way, in case anyone's unsure, you're only allowed the maximum amount, whether it's spread over different accounts or not. So in the UK, I believe it's £20,000 at the moment. It's annual. In the US, I think it's $8,500 on my IRA. Now, if I have half a dozen brokerage accounts with I have 1,000 in each, I could still only do 8,000, right? You have to remember that. You can't just go 8,000 in that one, 8,000 in that one. Like he has Lloyd's. He can't have £20,000 in Lloyd's and 20,000 in eToro and TradingView. You know, you can do it. I think you'd physically be able to do it, but then the IRS or the Inland Revenue in the UK would find out and go, hey, mate, you got three ISAs here, and we're going to, shut this down, tax you. You're not going to get away with it. So don't try and test that theory out. You're going to get in trouble. You're only allowed £20,000 or 8,500 in the US. All right, so just bear that in mind. You can have them spread out, but you got the maximum is the maximum. We've got Simon patiently waiting in his car. He called in to say hello. How are you, Simon?
Yeah, I'm good. Thank you very much. Just a little bit disappointed that I didn't have more money to buy when it went down a little bit.
Well,
I'm in too much. I'm fully in actually. So yeah.
I'm going to give you some words on that, and hopefully this will make you feel better. Right? Don't have those feelings. Throw those feelings out the window, and I'll tell you why. I said in January, in fact, I said in December, I said that when Trump comes in, the markets are going to be volatile, and they were. I could have sold out at that point. I would have been 30 grand up rather than 60 grand down, and use that extra money to buy the dip where we are today. How much better off would I have been? Fantastic. So in hindsight, why didn't I sell at the top, buy at the bottom, add more money? Wouldn't that have been better? Well, yeah, it would have been better. But that's now looking back in hindsight. The reality is that never would have happened, because at that point when we were going up, even though I said, and I was absolutely right, it's going to be volatile, it's going to go down when Trump gets in, tariffs is going to be bad, yada, 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 right? I didn't know what the top was. So I wouldn't have sold at the top. Would I have sold on the way down at some point? Which point would I have sold? And as it come down, I'd have gone, oh, it's gone a bit too low now, I'm going to wait. Oh, it's gone a bit lower. Oh, I should have waited. Oh, I should have sold last week. I would never have timed it. Now, on the way down, you've all been watching me last month, last week, yesterday, last night, this morning. I've been buying at all these different levels. I didn't buy all at the bottom. I bought a lot at the bottom, if that was the bottom 2 weeks ago. But I've been buying some slightly more, some slightly less, but my overall average is coming down. So I'm doing the right thing. I'm lowering my average all the time. I'm improving my position all the time. But I haven't bought the bottom either. So not only did I not sell at the top, I haven't bought at the bottom either. Nobody can. So we all wished if we sold it there, we'd had more money, we could have bought it here. But in reality, none of that matters, because none of that would have ever happened. And a year from now, it won't even matter. And here's the other thing. In my main account, where the majority of my money is, if I had sold at the top, 20% would have had to been kept to one side for the tax man. So I couldn't have invested that 20% anyway, because the tax man would have wanted it because I was in profit. So if I had have invested it and had have bought the bottom, at some point I'd have had to sell it again to pay the tax man, and maybe it hadn't gone up, and maybe it gone even lower, and I'd sold for a loss to pay the tax man the money for the first time. So you get my point.
Yeah.
The point is, it's very easy to say, oh, I should have done this, should have done that. You're better off just doing what you're doing, staying in, earning more money, buying it on the way down, and don't buy it on the way up if you've been putting money on the way down, obviously. But don't look back and say what I could have had, should have had, all the rest of it. It's of no use at all. And the reality is, what you say what you could have done and what you would have done, you wouldn't have done anyway, because that would never have happened like that. So, yeah.
I'm not going to sell, definitely not going to sell, but just wish I had some more money to add, to put in a bit more, but I haven't. And if it doesn't carry on going down and it starts to go up, then happy days as well. So.
Exactly. No, that is it. That's why I'm working harder and harder and harder to earn more and more money, doing more and more videos to earn more and more money, to buy more and more shares. But there's only so much I can do, and I've got to wait another month till I get paid again, which sometimes can be a blessing as well, because the market might be lower in a month. I don't think so. I think we're going to be up in a month. But if we are lower, hooray! I'm glad I had to wait. Now I've got more money to buy even lower. Just let it all pan out, because 6 months, a year from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, this won't even matter anyway.
100%.
Yeah. But it is tough, especially when you've only been in the market a year or a couple of years or a few months or a few days. It's bloody tiring. We're all tired of it. Everyone's tired of it. I've even the hardest Trump supporters who love everything Trump says, they're getting sick of it as well, because they're seeing their portfolio go down as well. Their 401k, their pension's gone down. There's not many people who are going, this is great, because it's not great. While this is happening, people are losing their jobs, losing their businesses. People are getting margin called. I hope nobody here has, but you can actually research the amount of liquidations of accounts. And there's millions. There are people not watching this stream right now. They don't want to phone in. They're probably crying in the corner, telling their wife they haven't got the mortgage money anymore because they spent it all on the stock market. There are people getting liquidated. And the fact you're here probably means you haven't got liquidated. But there are people far worse off who have 10 times leverage on Binky Bonk coin or whatever stock it is. And they are now thinking, wish I hadn't done that. But we're still in the game, mate, and we're always going to be here. We're not going anywhere.
Yeah, I got £4,000 in plus 500, where I'm leveraged 2 times in margin.
Okay.
I'm not being margin called though, so I'm fine. That's my.
What's your buffer though? What's your buffer?
That's my play around money. I don't know. Without looking at it, I don't know. But.
Yeah, make sure that you are aware of how low it can drop. You know, if you're 20% away, 10% away, 50% away, just bear that in mind.
I think I'm around about 43% away.
Oh, I doubt if we're going to go 43% down from here on the S&P then.
Yeah, so I'm pretty much okay, but that's my play money. And then in trading 212, I've got no margin.
Okay.
There's no margin in there. Then
there's fine. Nothing can happen if you've got no margin. Nothing happens at all. You just go down in value. That doesn't mean anything. I mean, it's pretty much the same way as if you got a house. If you bought a house and you've paid off your mortgage, you've got no margin, you own your house, right? And you've got a beautiful house. It's in immaculate condition. It provides you with a wonderful home. Everything in the house is lovely, well-maintained, well-decorated. It's a beautiful house. But for some reason, right, something in the area, maybe a factory closes down and everybody moves away. The town dies. Your house would be devalued. It would go down in value. Your $1 million house is now worth 50 grand because nobody wants to live there anymore. But your house hasn't changed, has it? Still the same house as it was before.
No.
Well, the difference is unless people come back to live there, and they probably won't. Normally when towns get deserted, they stay deserted. That house will still be a great house, but it won't go up in value. The stock market doesn't work that way. It will go back up again, because even if certain businesses fail in the S&P, they'll be replaced by newer ones that are doing better. So you're always going to be finding opportunity for that portfolio to grow. So it will come back over time, and not because it's a magic trick, like I was saying to Walker, because the machinery will make it go up. Stock market does not want to be down. It's like an aeroplane. An aeroplane loves being in the air. It's much harder for the aeroplane on the ground. The wings are a lot more stressed. They're bending. They're heavier on the ground. When a plane's up at, 40,000, 50,000 feet, whatever it is, the plane is in a much more comfortable position. And that's the same with the stock market. It was built to go up. And that's why bull markets last longer. Bull markets are stronger. Always, ever since the beginning of time. And that's just the way it is. So you just got to stay in and get through to the next good time. And then once you've got through to the good time and you've been through the bad time, when you pull back for the next crisis that happens, the next president that comes in and changes it all around again, then you'll drop down 20, 30%, but you'll be up 100 from where you started. You won't care. You'll just buy more again at that point, and that'll be when it feels good. Like Stephen Lewandowski, he's in the chat now. He's always on holiday because he invested years and years ago from oil. He's made all his money. He doesn't care when the markets go up, down, or sideways. And we're all going to be like Stephen in the future. So that's what we're all working for. So there you go. Any questions, final thoughts, comments from anybody, or we'll wrap up the show on that note? No? Everybody good? No questions? Anybody want to call in? Any final thoughts? We've got a poll running. Have I ended the poll? I think I have. Yes, I've ended the poll, didn't I? Yeah. Okay, good. Well, that was a good day. Let's hope tomorrow gets a bit better. Jerome Powell can't be fired by President Trump unless he changes, using Supreme Court, changes the Constitution and all the rules. Maybe he will. Who knows? No one can say for certain that can't happen. But all the market is looking for is certainty. Let me go back to the comments and see what we've got in the chat. Let me go from about here. Only shake lime tree to sweeten my beers. Stephen Lewandowski. Matt, from my experience, change only comes with logic and common sense, not degrees and some paper telling them they are smart, says MSK. Lestin, I just came into the market October-ish 24 and I'm tired. That's exactly it. You've come in when the markets has just been going down ever since. You had a little pop when you started in, thought it was great, and then ever since then it's been going down. So I can't imagine how tired people are. Let me just tell you something between me and you, poor man, rich man. Do you know who's got the hardest job? And I'm not complaining. Me. And I'll tell you why. I don't do that for sympathy, because I am tired. My money's down. I'm 60 grand down. It's stressful for me. However, my job is to come on and be upbeat all the time. So I've got to put on a face and a performance when I'm really tired of it all, honestly. And I, even though I don't, I have a self-imposed responsibility to support everybody and make everybody feel better. So I carry your pressure too. So I know how you feel, mate. I do. And I think all the Lucas aides care about the other members, and we're all feeling the pain. So it's tough. I know. So I can't imagine how people are that have been in here for years. Well, the thing is, poor man, rich man, once they've been in for years, they've got to the easy times. It gets easier and they can live through all of this. It doesn't matter. Lestin, money talk, says Lestin Wynn. Yes, Scunthorpe may be in trouble. What's that, Alex? Did I miss something? Can be emotionally draining if you let it. It most certainly can, mate. Matt Dillon, wow, you are even smarter than I thought. You don't learn that in school. What was that? What's going on here? I've missed that. I started investing 30 years ago with my IRAs. There you go. That's why Stephen Lewandowski has got all his money and he's enjoying holidays all the time. There's a definition of investor, and that's what I want to be. But I want to be there in a less than 30 years because I would be too old to enjoy it. So I've got to amplify my gains, hence why I use Martyn to amplify it. Damn, I got a lot of catching up to do. Yes, Lestin Wynn, you are a lot younger than Stephen Lewandowski. Yeah, you're just starting out, mate. Matt Dillon, unlearn the crap from school. You'll be better off, my experience, being the model student. Poor man, rich man. The stock market is always a wild ride of emotions. It is, but you've got to learn to take your emotions out of it. And I think I'm getting better at that all the time. But it's very, very easy to take your emotions out of it when you've made money and you're up and you're feeling good about your position. When you're still, bouncing around the zero or under, it's a lot harder to be in check with that, especially if you are using margin, of course. Good night all. Walker wonders why. Good night to you. Night said Lestin. Cedar, for sure. That's why we drink. Become an alcoholic. It'll make life a lot easier. That's financial advice. There you go. I'm giving financial advice. We should all become drunks. It'll be so much. Lestin Wynn will tell you. He's got a whole cabinet of whiskies. He's a dealer. He makes money out of buying and selling whiskey. So if he wants a whiskey, have a chat with him. Get drunk, and trust me, your stock market will feel so much better. I'm joking, by the way. I would never recommend that as a strategy. All right, don't do that.
Jaeger bombs. Jaeger bombs.
That's it. Nothing better. I'm just about to go all in on margin, but let me just down half a dozen Jaeger bombs. Let's see how that makes me feel. It'll make you feel great until tomorrow with a hangover and you get margin called. But at the moment you're doing it, it'll be great. Walk and talk will make everyone feel better. Yes, walk and talk right after this. Yes, we're going to go for a walk and talk. We need a contest for our biggest losers with 5 places and prizes. Matt Dillon, okay, I'm on it. I agree the walk and talks are awesome. We have a little laugh, I walk and talk, and basically I walk and talk. That's all that needs to be said, all right? Vaz, walk and talk. Yes, we are getting battle harder now, folks. Pressure makes diamonds. He's right there. That's how a diamond is created, with pressure. You're right there. Otherwise, it's a bit of charcoal, worth nothing. Yes, you were talking about towns on the downside. Scunthorpe and British Steel. Yes, you're right there, Alex. Yes, if you lived in Scunthorpe and then they shut down the steelworks, yes, you're absolutely right. House prices will fall because nobody wants to live there. Demand goes down, just like the stock market. And your brilliant, beautiful, brand new house is worth nothing. There you go.
Funny enough, I got told a story about a drunk investor. He traded about 7 million barrels of oil in futures. It's about 500 million. He did it's a very stupid trade while he was drunk.
No way.
Yeah.
Did it work out all right?
I don't know.
The fact you don't know tells you a lot, probably. If he'd done well, it'd have been everywhere. It'd have been on every YouTube. It'd have been everywhere. The fact there's no news, yeah, there is nothing to say. There's silence. That's what there is. There's silence. There's no cheering and celebrations. There's just silence, blackness and emptiness. Yes. Later, everyone. Ninja Cowboy. See you later, Ninja Cowboy. Thank you for everything, Martyn. Much love and stay safe. Thank you, J-Ball. That's why I like the charts. It allows you to zoom out into the bigger picture. It can ease your mind and keep you focused on buying opportunities. Less emotions involved. There's truth in that. Not financial advice. Do you know how much a bottle of good bourbon is? No bloody idea. $30, $40, I suppose. Still worth it though. There you go. I'm calling to share a story. Except I don't see you calling in, Zach Zate. And you need the link. It's pinned to the top. Why does he always say this? The link is pinned to the top. Look in the box. What's in the box? Bloody hell, Zach. I'll give you your own personal link. There you go. I will buy your whole stock of whiskey. What's the price? There you go, Listing Win. You can buy the stock market at the moment on a discount because MSK wants to buy all of your whiskey. Send him a message. Have you got any whiskey for sale?
It's always for sale.
There you go. He's a little entrepreneur, isn't he? He's a little capitalist. Oh yeah, mate. Oh yeah. Yep. You got the money. I got the time. Zach Zate wants to call in. Zach Zate is in spot number 9. There he is. Zach Zate, how are you, mate?
Hey, good. Hi. So first of all, hi everybody.
Hello.
Very nice show. It feels like the silence before the booming. You know, the silence before everybody like deep down going and diving. So I do want to share stories. Something, we never get old, we get experienced, and all of our life is based on stories.
Yeah.
You build your own story sometimes, and you're responsible to yourself. And today, definitely, with your show, you got to be responsible to each other. So that's the beauty of that. About 20 years ago, and this is the emotionally attached, the mood for being emotionally attached to shares. 20 years ago, we're talking about 10x that I've been witness. Okay, what is 10x? Again, you put $100, you see the day after $1,000, and it took me about 3 years to get that 10x in that day. We're waiting for the news. There will be news. Right now, it's all silent. As I said, it's silent before the booming decisions. And the day after, and this is the story about patience. If you know what you involve, if you know which stock you own, because bottom line, you own a company, that the companies exist or not, up to you to do your own research. If they make money or not, it's up to you to follow the news and the futures going. But if you do believe, and we've seen it, I think everybody that got in the pandemic, they could see 100%, 1,000%. We were together. We were witnesses of that space company that came kind of representing SpaceX, and from $6 to 100 and plus, and now they're back down. The story is that with the patient, the day after, it did another 10x, which means the 100 become 1,000, the 1,000 was 10,000, and that's where the greed comes. So now we are all in a fear. Just to understand, people, what is the fear and the greed? Because the greed, everybody know the news, everybody get involved, everybody want to get part of the pie, and that moment, there is attention and there is power. And when today there were no buyers. So when you see the buyers coming in, and it doesn't matter because you got to be inside already. You got to be invested already. And the day that it got, the second day, it got to a 10x, which means the $100 become 1,000, the 1,000 become 10,000. Of course, the opposite of fear exactly came, and people want to sell, and I sold too. So much. But to be honest, I didn't know exactly what's the company, if it exists, if there's anyone in the office, if there is an office at all. I didn't know. It was like a monkey. So I sold. And the day after, it went another 10x. And I'm like, okay, I'm happy. Today, the bankruptcy, they don't exist anymore. Just part of the end of the story. So that's my story, and I wish everybody to know where they're at. Be an investor to know what you're holding.
That's it. You have to know what you own. Now, with an individual stock like that, you have to be able to know the exit point as well. So if you've got an individual stock, Even that's Google or Microsoft or anything like that. Remember, Google hasn't been around forever. It's quite a new company, really. You might want to trim off, take some profit off the table, reinvest somewhere else. That's where it's different with an index. I don't ever have to sell an index, but you do if you've got an individual stock. Especially if it does superb gains like that, the gains that you were talking about, you've got to take some money off the table. Thank you, Zach, for always sharing your stories with us. You're always out driving around with your sunglasses on. We appreciate it. That the real Californian dude. There he is. MSK, how are you this afternoon, mate?
I'm not gonna lie.
I knew it was coming. I'm
great. I'm great.
How are you?
You know what? Can I just ask? Is it Ieston? How do you pronounce
Leston.
it? It's not Leston. It's I something. Go on.
It's with I.
And you're on mute.
He's on mute.
Sorry. It's an I, but you pronounce it with a Y, so it's a Welsh name, but I'm from Ireland. So you pronounce it like yes, Y-E-S.
Yestin, not Leston. Why didn't you tell me? I've been saying Leston forever.
I've been miscalled most of my life. So
you should have told me, though, mate. I would have put it right. Yestin, then.
Martyn, I was thinking, why is everyone calling this poor guy, the wrong name? I was thinking, that's not how you pronounce.
Oh, bloody hell, smart ass. Well, you made me look silly. I don't care. Well, I do care, but now I know it's Yestin. Right, Yestin win. I've got it right now then.
Yeah. Yestin, that's it.
Right, so what did you call in? Just have a go at me and take what? What's the idea? What's the point?
I know, didn't even know that. Good whiskey. He's got some good Welsh whiskey to sell to me.
He has.
Plenty of Scottish whiskey it is.
Hang on, whoa. We're not doing trading on whiskey on this show. You're not. If you wanna buy Yestin Wing's whiskey, you got to call him later. We're not having an auction live on the show. Give me $5. We're not doing any of that stuff. Not doing any of that.
Who wants my merch?
Yeah. Oh, I can sell you a mug. Oh, hang on a minute. If you're gonna buy some whiskey and you want a mug to put it in, then we can sell some whiskey. Yeah.
Hold on a minute. You need the right mug.
Yeah. That either. Not bothered which one you get. Don't matter.
Can agree on that.
Don't matter. Yeah.
I have a question. Can you buy and purchase the XRP mug paying with XRP just like Amazon?
Oh, that's a great question.
Not at the moment, smart ass, but we will. We'll work on it. Not at the moment. Maybe we should soon. Maybe we'll look into that. We'll look at. I'm sure Sensei will sort that out. But yeah, I know nothing about that. We'll have to look into that.
I mean, you're competing with Amazon right now, Martyn. I mean, let's be honest, Martyn. You're competing with Amazon.
Yes, I am. I'm bigger than Amazon.
Exactly. That was the answer I expected. You know what I'm saying? Exactly.
Amazon's competing with me. Actually, we'll put it like that. Yeah, that's how we'll put it. They often call me up. Jeff Bezos is going, how do you do it, Martyn? How are you selling so many mugs? We want to talk. We want to talk to you about it.
Yo, Jeff, guess what Martyn just said?
I ain't got time to answer the call. He's always calling me at the wrong time. I ain't got time to talk to him. I've got bigger things to do.
So they got to buy your merch now with XRP.
Have you not got one with XRP on it?
No. Do they have to buy your merch with XRP? Now you're bigger than Amazon.
They didn't buy anything. It was for free, given.
What's given for free? No. There's no free merchandise here. Don't listen to him.
I'm saying what Sensei did.
Yeah, well, I know what Sensei did. We don't mention that again. That's a one-off. We just let that buried. Yeah. Otherwise, Simon will be thinking, hang on a minute, I was going to buy a mug, but I'll wait till Sunday because I've heard that Sensei gives them away. He gave them away once and he got a proper slap on the wrist. He won't be doing it again.
Free chicken.
Yeah, we remember. We remember you, mate. Oh, no, it wasn't you, was it? It was the other guy, wasn't it? It wasn't you. It was someone else. What was his name? Bloody hell, yeah.
James.
Jim, James. Of course, yeah. He has two names. Jim James. Call him
Chicken James.
Yeah, Mr. Free Chicken. Anyway, so Zach's MSK, how do you feel today? really red day, another red day. It's bounced back up again in the after hours. It's all come back up again. It's looking quite nice, look. But yeah, another red day. How do you feel?
Mine,
Are you down?
My day's been okay. It's because I'm heavily invested in, obviously, as you know, XRP and HBAR and other sorts. It's been okay. I've not had a red day.
It's been all right. No, XRP's been doing all right. It's been batting the trend. Did you see my XRP Amazon live stream this morning?
Yes. No, I think that's. I think again. Last time I told Sensei the news that he brought to the program was huge, but it's just like getting incrementally and exponentially bigger as far as I'm concerned.
I'm just saying, folks. I'm just saying. It used to be back in the day, right?
Yeah.
For all the top tips, you tune in to Sensei's show on a Sunday to get all the big scoops on XRP. Now you just tune in to me, right? I'll give you the information. In fact, on Sunday, I've had now 24,688 views for my show on XRP. That was to do with the Bank of America. And we've just had another 10,000 now, over 10,000 about XRP Amazon. All right. So, yeah.
You know what? Just give me a second. Sensei, he's literally stealing your thunder right now. Come on, mate. Come back.
Ain't nothing he can do, mate. There's nothing he can do. He can't stop this train. The train's rolling down the tracks now, mate. It's left the station. He's running behind. You know when those little carts back in the Cowboys Indians day, you know where they pump them up and down? You remember the little cart on the track where they go up and down? He's like that.
I don't, because
he's like that. My train has left the station. Boop, 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 boop. It's going down the road as fast as you like. And he's like this with the pump like that. Oh, get you, you bugger. We'll get you. I'm going, see you later, mate. Whoosh, I'm gone. He can't stop me now. That's it. Until I stop at the for the little what do they call it, the buffet car. Do you ever go on the buffet car? You know the buffet car when you pay over like 50 quid for a sandwich. You ever done that? Until I stop and restock my buffet car, he can't catch up with me. We got Saab calling in. Saab wants to join in. He's heard all this XRP talk and me having a go at Sensei. He likes Sensei, so he's probably a bit narky about it. Saab, how are you, mate? How are you?
I was feeling a little bit left out there, so I thought I'd call in real quick.
Yeah. You never know what's going to happen, do you? You never know what's going to happen. Have you ever been in the buffet car, Saab?
No, Saab's not from that century.
Saab, hey, MSK, keep out of it. Saab, do you know what a buffet car is?
Yeah, on the train, you got one of those with a buffet and all that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been through one. I was never allowed to get away from it.
I used to enjoy the buffet car. I remember when I was on Stars in Their Eyes, I'd go from Truro in Cornwall to Manchester on the Virgin train, and I used to quite enjoy it because I had like a budget. I had like a little ticket. I could spend, I think, 20 quid from Granada Studios. They're not called Granada anymore. They're not there anymore. It's ITV, but it was Granada. And I would, on Stars in Their Eyes, they would pay for me to have like a train ticket plus my little meal. And I'd go up to the buffet car and I'd have like a steak slice. It was like, wasn't really steak. It was more like, just like juices, like slimy juices in like pastry wrapped round. You remember those steak slices with a cup of coffee? Yeah, about 20 quid for that.
So you used to Stars. You were on Stars in Their Eyes.
Have you not seen the clip?
Have you not seen? Oh my God, no!
It's coming this week. Yeah.
And they give you £25 per DM for the.
It was a long time ago. Yeah.
That's money back
Coming shortly, I've got a video which someone found, absolutely brilliant. Someone found it, and I've got the Stars in Their Eyes whole episode, and I'm going to give you my reaction through the whole thing, what went behind the scenes, what happened, what Matthew Kelly said to me in the little under the stairs. He got a little cupboard under the stairs. What Kylie Minogue said to me, everything. Yep. Good.
But you've got, like, they record that stuff, or?
Yeah, I've got it. What? They record what?
The conversations behind the scenes.
Oh, no. I'm going to share with you my memories and comment how this episode was made, what went on before and after, and all the rest of it. Yeah.
Because the Kylie Minogue person won in the end.
She did.
Officially.
But she didn't. And that's why I'm making the video, so you learn all about it.
Okay.
Alex, so, we were giving Alex such a hard time the other day for not having a shower.
That's right.
Well, I don't think MSK's changed his Jon Snow shirt since then either.
He's got the same.
I haven't changed it for a month. Unlike Alex, I don't actually give a shit. You know what I'm saying? So
it's a long weekend.
He hasn't washed.
I only wear Jon Snow shirts.
Oh, that's a good one. That's like saying I only wear black shirts. Oh, actually, I do that just in case you come back at me.
Yeah.
Oh,
I got about 10 of these, all the same. There's like 10 of them, all the same. But I would like to tell you, I literally have a clean shirt every day.
Yeah.
That's good.
I don't need to have a clean shirt, Saab. Women
Why?
just come to me. It's fine.
Why not?
It's fine.
No, it's not. Are you married? Have you got a lady in your life?
Personality. Everything else just falls into place.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. You're just convincing yourself of that. Have you? It doesn't. It doesn't. Have you asked your lady? Have you actually asked her? Do I stink?
Do you stink? I don't know if you stink, but
sorry, guys. I didn't really start.
I mean, I'd be worried.
That's a bit rude. That's a bit rude. Quite frankly, he just called up on my show. This is my show. Have you seen it? Have you seen the poster outside the theatre? Martyn Lucas YouTube. This is me.
Oh, no.
He's calling into my show, telling me I stink. What sort of thing is that?
On like literally one of the old clickbait snippets right now. This guy called me a stinker. Oh no!
I'm not going to clip this just out of spite. I would have clipped it. I would have clipped it because it's quite funny, and I'll put it on. But I'm not going to do it now because you're just trying to get attention. Hang on, we got a little comment here.
If Leah's gonna come, I'm gonna go because I'm not facing Leah's wrath.
Leah's not going to call in. There's no way. Leah only came on that once. Do you remember that once when she did Let It Be at the end of the?
That was really cute.
Yeah, end of the series before we went away. Yeah. I got a comment here. I think I might have just missed it coming on the screen. I'll bring it up for a second. It says. Super chat from Poor Man Rich Man. Thank you so much. Love this family. Thank you for the laughs and thank you for putting up with us, Martyn. That's my pleasure, mate. No problem at all. You give me $5, mate. I'll put up with it. Don't worry. It's like a modern day freak show, mate. You can poke me any way. If you throw money at me, I'm like a performing monkey. I have no problem with that. I'm okay with that. I'm basically a performing monkey. You keep throwing money, I'll keep dancing like that. It just won't stop. Oh God. Well, we've had a good day today. The market is starting to pick up again. Look, it's starting to go up again. This is good. Bloody good. Anyway.
As long as it stays there, so I can buy more on Friday, please.
As long as it stays there. You get paid on Friday, do you?
Yeah, I'm waiting for that. Basically, that's stressing me of waiting to get paid so I can buy.
That is the power of margin because I bought before I got paid. I transferred my money Sunday night, knowing it would be in my account Monday, so I could buy the dip. As it happened, it would have been lower. I could have bought lower. That doesn't matter. But that's the point. But very often, if you wait and you're forced to wait, we are in a downtrend at the moment. You might find by Friday it's another 10% low and you go, oh my God, I'm so glad I didn't have any money. That very often happens. But at some point it's going to go up. No question about it. Anyway, this has been fun. I'm going to do our walk and talk in a minute. So look out for that. That's a members only event. Going to go for a walk and talk. So if you want to join me for that, you can.
Trying to guess when it's going to go up. I'm trying to guess when it's going to go up. And they said April showers bring May flowers.
Yes.
Or buy on April, sell May.
Yeah.
That has been running for ages through the market.
Yeah.
So probably May, you're going to see some rally, and patient, it is a matter of time. About the lady, if I can respond to MSK, if you have a lady, you're going to ask, how so many laundry a day machines? How come there's so many laundry machines a day? That's what the lady, she won't even let the clothes be on the side. A good lady, of course, my lady.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. You're right. I mean,
I think you should change your shirt now and again, though, MSK.
We're still working.
You know what? I'm a stubborn person. You know, I do like to do my things my own way.
Yeah, but you can't come on here. But you can't come on here insulting Alex, telling him he needs to have a wash, joining in with the banter with all the other bullies, and then turning around going, "I don't even change my shirt."
No, my Alex. I'm not gonna lie. It's okay, brother. You smell like. Don't listen to Martyn. That's what I said.
What do you mean? Don't listen to me?
Look, they were cavemen once. Okay, Alex. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, just because some guy called Martyn Luther comes up, there's thousands and thousands of years of evolution that tells you women likes they like the pheromones. They like the natural. You know what I'm saying?
No, they don't. No, they don't. The reason why back in Henry VIII's day and Elizabeth I and I don't know, back in the day, right, it's because everybody was stinking. No one could tell the difference.
No. Henry VIII was killing them. That's different. That's totally different. He was beheading them. That's totally different.
No, they used to just bathe like once a year, and that's why they used to wear so much perfume back in the day.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So don't use that as an excuse. Back at women like the natural pheromones. They don't.
I mean, obviously, there's boundaries.
Another relative question, MSK and Alex, you live in the UK, right?
Hang on a minute. Everyone shut up a minute. Look at everyone talking at once. Right. One at a time. Zaxay, what would you like to say?
Thank you. Relevant question to our UK viewer. I know that we are in the America, a lot of UK viewer. I want you to respond to Amazon. I don't know how is it going with Amazon in the UK, how purchase allowed or how many buying. I know that here, every door gets like twice, 3 times a week. Amazon here is big.
Oh, yeah.
So how is it in the UK? I don't know.
You know what? That's a very good question, Zach. I think for me personally, from my experience, I used Amazon a lot. And also, obviously, they have the tie-up with Amazon Prime. So if you have Amazon Prime, every delivery is free. It's smart. That's smart. So I use it. I don't speak for others. Alex, I don't know what your experience is. Go on.
That's my work, actually. My actual work, right?
Oh, Alex worked for Amazon.
We deal with Amazon. No, we cooperate with Amazon. And now that I stepped up into another position, I have to deal with the stock and everything, like if we're losing anything. I wouldn't say it's massive like USA. You can't compare that. Like in UK has like 65 million people.
Yeah.
USA has billions. It's pretty big though.
No, that's not quite true. It's 70 million in the UK and 350 in the US. Come on, don't make up the numbers.
How many?
Come on, that is close
70
enough.
million in the UK and 350 million
Just
in the US.
eliminate 5 million like that.
Yeah, okay.
Just 5 million.
68 million. But yeah,
Carry on.
He's working off the 2011 census. Come on, Martyn.
Before tax. No, it's pretty big. Like our company has 55% owned by Amazon. So the only bad thing that I'm gonna say is that yes, I do have Prime.
Be careful, Alex. Don't get fired. Be careful.
Oh no, I'm not gonna get fired. I'm only just gonna present the facts. But if they, let's say for example, from my experience in the apartment that I'm living, other people can get inside, steal your parcel, get something for free. You paid, right? Now the money are being deducted from the drivers, which is not quite fair. So I don't know if in USA they do that, but I've kind of lost a few times my money, and they also deducted the money from the driver. So they have to fix that.
So you're not a happy worker.
I wouldn't say, well, I don't work for Amazon. They work kind of for me.
Does anybody want to hear from me as the only person here who's actually shopped in both countries with like regularly?
Go on, Martyn.
Or you just ask everybody else, right? That knows nothing about it. Right, I'll tell you all about it.
Go on.
I'll tell you all about it. Right, so I'm going to give you one extreme to the other. Where I live near Dallas here, right, is the very opposite system that we have in Amazon UK, in Cornwall. So it's like the big city, all the money, the countryside of England, right? The very opposite, right? Here, it's too easy. It's brilliant, right? I got a delivery this morning. I kid you not. I ordered last night at 6 o'clock. I ordered, yeah, you wait for it, Head and Shoulders shampoo. Yes, I just use it as a body wash. I know. Yes. Let me tell you what I ordered. Wait for it. I ordered 2 big tubs because I remember I buy in bulk. I save money, right? I want to buy the stock market. I buy 2 big tubs, which I then put in a small one, which lasts me over 2 years, 2.5 years. I last bought this pack, right? 2.5 years. And because I put them on my subscription, even though I just keep moving the time out because they want to deliver every 6 months, well, every 2.5 years, I've managed to keep my discount. So I bought 2 big tubs of Head and Shoulders shampoo, right? And I got it cheaper than I did 2 years ago. How about that, right? Anyway, that's another story. So I ordered it at 6 o'clock last night. It arrived at 4 a.m. this morning. That is America, Amazon. Ridiculous. And then here's the next part. If I buy stuff for my studio, so I want to try a different camera, I don't know which right? I'll buy 3 or 4, right? And I can send the ones back that I don't want, right? Here's the cool bit. If I buy something on Amazon in this area, not only does it come within a few hours, sometimes like within several hours, I can take it back without even packing it up in the package. Right? I've seen people walk in to the UPS store, which is 1 mile from my house. I can just get in and drive to one straight road, like a highway, to the UPS store. I can go in there, walk in with a TV with a cable hanging off the back of it, without the package, the box, nothing, and they take it off you. Nuts. Isn't that terrible? Isn't that crazy, ridiculous? Right, now in Cornwall, in England, if I do a return, you got to pack it up in the same package, the way it was received, yada, 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 yada. There's not a UPS which partners with Amazon where you can just go in and give it to them unpackaged. You've got to go to one of their affiliate partners, and where it is for me in the villages, there's like some little news agents, right, that they deal with Amazon, but they don't deal with them very well, and they're not sure what to do, and blah, 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 and they don't know what's going on, and you give them the thing, and it's all a bit of a hassle and a bit of a worry, and it's quite stressful. It's not like that here. It's ridiculous. Now, I spoke to UPS and asked them, and I also spoke to Amazon, what happens with that? And the reason why they do it, you can literally go with like, let's say you bought a flipping food processor and you've got like the mixer and 20 attachments. I've seen people go in with just like 20 bits of plastic in their hand and gone, there you go. And you go, that's terrible. What they do is they make so much money and selling stuff, right? So quick. It's about volume, right? It's about keeping the machine moving. What you send back most of the time just gets thrown into a big pile and then sold out to other people who just buy batches of stuff. So they will go, I'm going to bid $100 for that box. And in that box could be a diamond ring, It could be a load of broken bits off a food processor. Doesn't matter. But you just pay $100 because it's cheaper and more profitable for Amazon to keep the machine moving and keep moving stuff around than it is to individually pack stuff up. Now, England is still doing it, packing it up. Now, from an environmental point of view, it's terrible because we're ending up with Amazon just want to keep things moving for the bottom line, but we're ending up with piles and piles and piles of junk that no one knows what to do with. So, the experience between Amazon in the UK in a village like in Cornwall and what it is in a metropolis like Dallas is very, very different. They're encouraging you to buy stuff. You can return it. You can try stuff out. You can just walk in with the bloody bits hanging out of a carrier bag. They're not bothered. So two very different situations. So what do you make of that?
Yeah, I've had that experience here as well. The service is way better here. I have been in England a couple of times when we've had deliveries come over. Honestly, the service hasn't been bad. But the fact that you, like what you're saying is you can just literally take stuff back without the boxes and stuff. I mean, I've never done it. You know what I mean? I'm always look, I'm in business. I wouldn't expect somebody else to bring their stuff back like that. So
I'm the same. I totally agree. Yeah.
So I wouldn't do that. But but I think it's a bad thing because customers are just getting worse and worse. They just don't have no accountability.
Exactly.
And it's not good. I don't think it's a good model. But they just, I hear what you're saying. They're just getting volume. Doesn't matter when you do the service. So
it seems to me, from my experience in England and friends and neighbours and everybody else tells me the same thing. In England, and I've spoken to people on the show about this, I've messaged people, and they've said they've kept a product just because it was too much hassle to return it and gone, I'll just keep it. Which is, on one hand, very good for the environment and responsible because then you kind of make use of it and you don't send it back. But in this area, particularly in this area, it's a money area. You are encouraged just to buy another one, as opposed to being responsible and so on. So there's two sides to every coin, right? It's great because you can get stuff quickly. It's great because you can try stuff out. And I pack everything back the way I feel same as you. I feel embarrassed. I've never gone in like that with a bunch of stuff and gone, here, mate, take that. And I just can't do that. I think that's wrong. But people do it. I've seen them doing it, and they don't care. They throw it into a bucket and go, that's fine, mate. Don't worry about it. No problem.
And Sam's Club and Costco like that too. They'll just take everything back. If you don't like it, you can just take it back to Sam's or Costco.
Yeah.
And they'll just take it back and give you another one. They'll just return it.
Yeah.
Like if you had it for a year.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it?
No, service policy. Service policy is number one. In America, you got to have the service policy. And if you're not going to survive. Yeah. The customer is always right. The customer is not always a customer, but the customer is always right.
Yeah. Yeah. No, but you have to have some, you have to, you have to have an accountability. Sometimes I do have a moral dilemma. I've been looking at this. I've been looking deeply recently about Amazon with the piles and piles and piles and billions of tons of waste that get shoveled away that no one knows about. It's terrible. It's like McDonald's. The secrets from McDonald's are terrible. You'd never eat McDonald's on a chip if you knew how they made it and all the rest of it. But what do? I'm an investor. I buy a business because I need to grow a portfolio for the future to live. We can't live on for free. Am I investing in some things that are unethical? You bet your ass you are. There's no way we can all sit here with a clear conscience and say, I'm investing in these businesses and everything about the business is great. They don't do anything bad at all. We can't say that. None of us can say that. So
service is ethical if you're happy with your purchase and go back again and again. That's what is satisfied customer.
Yeah, but that's the end. That's the end result, innit? With your nice shiny product in your nice shiny house. But if you go to where all the rubbish is piled up in the environment and it's a different story. You have to be aware of it.
Yeah, I agree with Martin there. I think it's ethical from your perspective. What you don't know outside of your perspective,
Yeah.
you can't judge upon.
No.
So whatever unethical, it's like saying, all these luxury clothes, Armani, Gucci, are made in China or India by really poor people that are, they don't even know about the profit margins. Yeah, but you buy that clothes not thinking
Cheers,
about
Simon.
the.
Thank you, Simon.
Not
Did you have a
thinking
comment,
about the,
Simon? Sorry. Oh, he's saying goodbye. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Carry on, mate.
And not thinking about the ethics of what you're buying, because you don't even know about it. You don't even know about what's the journey that took from you, the product being created to you seeing it in the House of Fraser or Harrods or Selfridges in London, and you buying it. You don't know what journey was sitting behind that product
No,
that you bought.
exactly.
You just bought the product.
Yeah. Did you know that, I'm sure you all know this, but if you study McDonald's and the chip, the humble French fry from McDonald's spends several weeks in a sealed environment because it's so toxic to get rid of all the aphids because they want that perfect white chip. People are wearing hazmat suits. Think of that. They're wearing hazmat suits in this. That's how poisonous your French fry from McDonald's is, right? Whereas when I grew up, I used to live in Devon when I grew up, and my dad would walk out to the garden, pull up the potato out of the ground, break the leaf off the top, spit on it, rub the mud off, and we'd eat the freshest, most perfect one. It had all knobbles and funny shapes, but that potato tasted great. Right? That's not what we're eating today. So, it's great to say I own McDonald's, I'm an investor in McDonald's, and it's going to be my future, and it's going to pay for my pension. But there's nothing ethical about it.
Point. Can I just say something? You just mentioned, he'd spit on it, and most people would be thinking, oh my God, he's spitting on it. But they're not thinking, all the chemicals that are added to the fries right now are worse than the spit that he spit on it.
I remember, I bet we all did it, because I grew up in the country. I grew up in the country as a little toddler and a baby, crawling around in mud. And my parents said they see me pick up worms and put them in my mouth. As a baby, I wouldn't do it now. Nothing happened to me. I got no disease.
Building your immunity.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I have to point out there.
Sorry, Saab.
Sorry. My sister, she used to eat dirt.
Yeah. And if you eat dirt, if you eat natural dirt out of your garden, I bet you it's a lot healthier than the chemicals put on the McDonald's chip before it fades away and before you get to it. Damn right. That stuff, they're wearing hazmat suits when they spray that stuff.
A lot of the food...
I still need ketchup.
Hey?
Dirt in ketchup. I still need ketchup.
Ketchup's really bad. We're in an agricultural community here, and there's a lot of tomatoes that go from here to the ketchup plant that goes to make ketchup. And I've spoke to a lot of these people, and they're like, "Oh, there's rats in the factory, and they're all going in, and there's all this stuff." Like, I stopped eating ketchup probably about 6 years ago. Yeah. But there's a certain amount in any factory. There's a percentage amount that they're allowed from things like rats or insects or whatever. There's a percentage that's allowed to be in there. Obviously, it's cooked within all the processing, but that's why not to eat processed food. And you know what? A lot of the food in the USA is really bad for us.
Oh yeah, all processed. I know, it's scary, isn't it? Oh dear. Anyway, it's just.
You're trying one ingredient foods, just you get your carrots and just have carrots and potatoes and peas, and nothing added, nothing processed. The only thing I have processed is baked beans, because I like my Heinz baked beans on toast.
Yeah, I'm right with you. Number 57. Yeah, I'm right with you, mate. Is it 57 on? No, it's 57 on the tomato sauce, isn't it? 57, is it?
Heinz 57, yeah.
Heinz 57, that's it, yeah. Yeah, brilliant. Well, there you go. It's worth, so, it's worth just thinking about it sometimes, It's not a perfect world. I sometimes think about that. I think, I'm working to do something good. I'm entertaining people. I'm trying to provide information. That's a good thing. Then I'm taking my money and I'm investing it. And I'm buying businesses, and they're not all good. They're not all doing the right thing. But what alternative have I got? Am I part of the problem? And we all have that moral dilemma, right? Am I part of the problem? If Amazon are poisoning the world, but I'm buying Amazon shares, am I encouraging that? I don't know. You're nodding your head there,
It's your
Zach.
choice to be a consumer. It's your choice to be a consumer to whatever you like.
Yeah, but shouldn't we have accountability about what we do? Or does it not matter?
There is the health in masturation that's supposed to rule if that food should be on the shelf or not. If that doesn't go through the FFA approve, the product is illegal. So if you got the rights on a product, you should be just fine. If you don't like it, it's your decision of a consumer if you want to purchase or not. Just like you said, McDonald's in every other corner, Starbucks in every other corner, people will still go and buy from them. Is it healthy? Is it just part of being a part of the society and belong? The society has changed a lot from eating dirt to eating dirt with filet and sausages on the side and vegetables. And me, I like the cultured meat, which is future way far, a printed food that will be in our process. I had enough, open a 6-pack of chicken that each one is a different color. It's like, it's supposed to be, one is white, one is pinky, one is, so it's definitely the FAA to approve those product and what we eat. Today in New York, you got A plus in every restaurant, just to be considered as a good place, approved.
It's just like the education standards, though, Zach. Our education standards are like at 50 compared to China, which is like 2 or 3 or whatever. It's the same with the food. You can say the same with the food standards. We can say that this is our standard, but that doesn't mean it's better than a lot of the other ones. We can say it's the best here, but that doesn't mean it's the best.
And I can tell you that from first-hand experience. If you have a French fry in the United States and look at the ingredients, loads and loads and loads of chemicals. In the UK, look at the same McDonald's, the same French fry. It's potatoes, oil, and salt.
I'm going to show you some effect in China. I'm not sure what's the exact percentage, but once you pass 65, you're going to wear a diaper. Most percentage of adults wear diapers in China. And that's something that probably the seafood, the markets, the dirty food. So with all due respect, eventually the body does show it. Now, even if you go to the US shelves, you'll see adult diapers. Nobody will tell you I wear it or don't wear it. It depends what you eat. And if you need a diaper, stop eating what you're eating.
Yeah. KFC in the UK is way better than America, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%.
That's weird.
That's 100%. My favorite takeaway in the UK is a KFC. When we were driving home for theatres, 3 o'clock in the morning, the smell of it, I can smell it and taste it now. A KFC in England is the best thing in the world. I love a KFC. When I came to America, I went to the first place I landed in, I went to Kansas. And then I went to Alaska. Not Alaska, Nebraska. And I wanted to go to Kentucky. I wanted to go to Kentucky and buy a Kentucky Fried Chicken. So I never got a chance to go to Kentucky. But anyway, I was really excited about, let's buy a real KFC in America. And when I finally did it, and I think I did it for the first time in Kansas, I think it was. And it was flipping horrible. It was oily. It made me feel sick. It was just absolutely, it was soaking wet. It was like, what is, it wasn't that nice, crispy, dry. Oh, amazing. And every now and again, I'm talking about it now, There's a KFC near me, and I know if I go and have it, it's rubbish. The chicken's rubbish. It's cooked rubbish. But I still kind of want it because it's got the sort of flavour, and I know it'll make me feel sick, but it's kind of like, it reminds me. But when I go home to Cornwall in England, the first thing I do is get a KFC on the way home on a service station. And that's not even supposed to be the best places on a service station, but even that is better than America. Oh, it's crazy. It's a KFC. It's American.
Elvis sang about it. Love me tender.
Yeah.
What's that got to do with the KFC?
The chicken. The chicken gotta be tender.
Yes, it has got to be. Sorry, I didn't see the connection there for a minute. But yeah, it's so weird. I was so excited when I came to America. I wanted a McDonald's. But the best place I have found for a fried chicken in America so far is Cracker Barrel. Cracker Barrel is a chain, and that's kind of like the best quality I've seen. It's got that God, now I'm saying it. Leo, let's go to Cracker Barrel tonight. Let's get a fried chicken. I love it.
They have the triangle game, right? The game with the triangle that you need to move pins. Cracker Barrel.
I don't know.
They put you on the table. They have the table games.
Do they?
So they have like triangle that you need to move pins.
I'm too busy, hey mate. I don't know what you're like, mate, but I'm too busy eating my fried chicken to notice the games on the table, mate. When I go there, I'm scoffing. I actually say to people, don't talk, don't be sociable. I am focused on my food. Don't disturb me for the next 15 minutes. I am a cannibal. I am eating this food. Huh?
On a mission.
I'm on a mission. I'm gonna eat, and I like to bite the bones and like everything. I'm gonna eat. I'll even eat the plate. You know what I mean? Don't even talk to me. Don't do that social stuff. Oh, how's your week been? I don't want to talk about my week. I'm eating chicken.
Yeah. Note to self: when I invite Martyn to my house, paper plates.
Yeah.
No,
Ideally, rice paper. I can eat the plate.
Mate, as long as it is KFC, he's gonna eat it from the box. He doesn't need the plate.
Straight out the box.
Oh, that's true.
Straight out the box. Love.
Only
God.
buckets when we go to KFC. No boxes, mate.
Do what?
Only buckets when we go to KFC. No boxes.
But the bargain bucket.
Only buckets.
Yeah, the bucket.
Yeah, but there's something wrong. There's something wrong when a human walks into a restaurant and orders a bucket of food, though.
Nothing wrong with that.
There is.
Yeah, I agree. There's nothing wrong with that.
It's your food.
KFC bucket.
Yeah, but not just for one person. If you walk into a KFC and go, "Excuse me, mate, can I have a bucket of food?" You're not a farm animal. You're not gonna put it round your head with a ring like a cow eating out of a bucket. You're a human being. And what happened? What happened with all these people that made up fancy rules in stupid fancy restaurants? Why can't we go back to the days of a plate? A plate. No. When you come to this posh restaurant, there's one near me. Oh, Leah likes going there. They charge you like 10 times as much as everywhere else, right? And you don't even get a plate. You get a slate. You get a stone. And my peas roll off onto the floor. It's got no edges. It's not a plate. It's rubbish. And the chips, the fries, listen to me. The fries, they can't put those on the slate because they would also kind of fall off. They bring those in a plant pot, a little flower pot, a little silver flower pot. When I was a kid at school, we'd put soil and grow a sunflower in it. That's how my chips come, in a plant pot, a paint pot. No, give me a plate and a knife and a fork. Ooh, I get so bloody annoyed. Where's my knife and fork?
Diabolical, mate. Absolutely diabolical.
Leah doesn't even get that. Leah's my wife, and she's still not used to it. She gives me a fork. I said, "Where's my knife?" Oh, you English people, why'd you have to have a knife? Because you put the fork in, you cut like that, and then you slide it on and you eat it. You can't just scoop it in like a flipping shovel. I'm not a cannibal. A knife and a fork, please.
You know what? You've never experienced an Indian household. We're like
Fingers.
about it.
Fingers.
You got the rice, you got the curry.
No fingers.
You just scoop it up, mix it up, and then you put in the mouth. That's it.
Oh, yada. Listen.
Very simple.
I
Why are you
love.
making your life very complicated?
Oh, very complicated. I do enjoy a good Indian. I love a tikka masala, the naan bread, the garlic sauces, right? But some of my friends, they go around, they got a big buffet somewhere. They go around someone's house. If you're calling in, you've got to let me know you're calling in. People are trying to call in now. They want to join in. James wants to call in. He wants to call in, have his say. Where is he?
Talking about food, James. Free chicken.
Yeah, free chicken. He hasn't got his camera on though. You got to turn your camera on, James. You got to let me know you're in. Anyway, if you want to call in, let me know. There he is. Here he is talking about chicken. You're thinking I've got to get in on this. Right. Listen, I'm trying to tell you my story about Indian. So they have these buffets, right? And all the Indians like putting their hands in it, right? Now, come on. I get it. If it's me and Leah at the table, but not if it's 20 people picking their nose, scratching their ear, and then they're going into the chicken. I'm not having any of that.
No, that's not on. That's not on.
I think that's the wrong people.
Hang on, one at a time. Saab, give me your response to that.
I need to clear this up. There's lots of different parts of it in India, and lots of people eat different ways. In northern India, we're a bit more civilized. And what we do is we take our naan bread. Yes, we do. We eat it with our hands, right? We don't, we do have spoons now and again, but we take our piece of bread and we dip our curry and we eat it like that. And it's better that way. It tastes better that way. You can't eat curry with a knife and fork.
Yeah, but stop. I think you're missing the context here. Martyn's saying that there's a buffet. And people in the buffet are actually, imagine a buffet. You've got naan bread, you've got curries. Someone takes a piece of naan bread, dips it into the curry compartment, and then eats it. That's not right.
I've never seen that. There's somebody at a buffet.
I've never seen that. So, Martyn, where did you see this?
I don't know where I saw it. I can't remember specific date and time and place, which house it was.
It's fine because you're with your family. You've got a bread basket, you've got your rice and your curry, and you've got your own plate, and you get served. And then you dip and you can do what you like. Not in a buffet. That's completely wrong.
People nip to the toilet. They've not even washed their hands. Coming back, doing all sorts. I'm not having any of that. I can't be doing with that.
There's certain rules in an Indian household, that you've got to wash your hands and stuff. This doesn't happen in Indian houses.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's. Sorry, where were you when in the buffet people literally dip their hands in the curry buckets? I mean.
And you can't eat chicken or pizza with a knife and fork.
No, that's true. That's true. I get it. Do you know what? It's all James. Hang on, James. Just wait your turn. Wait your turn, mate. There's a queue here. There's a queue form in here. This is a very popular show. 78,000 people want to be on this show. You just wait. You're lucky you even got on. To be quite honest, I'm going to start charging people in a minute to phone in this show in a minute. So you just wait a minute, you Mr. Free Chicken over there in the corner. Right. Do you know what? It's all a flipping nonsense.
Can you imagine?
Hang on, MSK, I haven't finished. It's all a flipping nonsense. Right? Whether you put your hand on the chicken or hand on the spoon, we're all touching each other all the time anyway. It's nonsense. You know those restaurants, the buffets, where there's a spoon or a prong or tongs for everything. Everyone's grabbing the tongs. It's the same as grabbing the chicken. It makes no difference. It's all just a way to make you feel good. Oh, I didn't put my hand on the chicken. Yeah, but we all grabbed the flipping tongs. What difference does it make?
Because the
difference is double dip. I'm the police officer of the double dip.
Yeah, no double dipping.
You double dip, you out.
Yeah.
Out.
No double.
Yeah. Someone called Ringo. You need to tell me who you are when you're calling in. If you want to call and be on the show, someone keeps calling in, call Ringo. You've got to tell me who you are, otherwise I just can't pick up the phone to you. I don't know who you are. So, Mr. Free Chicken, Jim, James, we don't know who you are. You keep changing your name. One day you're Jim, one day you're James. This is right up your street, mate. You're the Mr. Free Chicken. What do you think about going to the buffet and using your hands?
Well, first of all, I turned the computer on. I just finished painting today, and I heard free chicken or chicken, so I had to jump in and say,
There you go.
Hey, are you talking about free chicken?
Yeah, we're talking about you, mate. Well, we wasn't talking kindly about you earlier, actually. You missed that bit. You rewind that. But now you're here. We'll be nice.
So,
Wait, what?
if I go to Kentucky Fried Chicken,
Yeah,
I get my 2-piece dinner.
yeah.
Okay, it's all mine. Nobody else is going to touch it, and I use my daggone fingers. And I eat it with my fingers.
Yes.
Okay?
Yeah, I eat Kentucky Fried Chicken with my fingers, but I don't lay it out on a table and invite all the neighbours and all their kids to come in.
Oh, if somebody touch my free chicken,
Oh, yes. Yes.
No, you better have a fork, or else I'm going to take my fork and I'm going to stab it in your hand.
I'm with you. I'm with you on that. You know the worst thing? This is the worst thing. You go out with a few friends to a night out in the Indian, Chinese, chicken shop, wherever you go, right? And you know what you want. I know what I want. If I go to an Indian, it's chicken tikka masala, the egg fried rice with the naan bread and the mint sauce, mint yogurt sauce. That's what I always have with a chutney tray. Always have that. If I go to a Big Mac, if I go to McDonald's, it's a Big Mac. If I go to McDonald's, it's a double Whopper. If I go to a Chinese, it's sweet and sour Cantonese style egg fried rice again there with the it's a poppadoms. No, not poppadoms. What are they called? The prawn crackers, right? Wherever I go, if I go to a steakhouse, I have an 8-ounce steak. You know that, Zach. We went together, right? You know what? I always know what I want. So a night out in the Chinese, I'm ordering my sweet and sour Cantonese style. Now there's somebody next to me in the party says, "Oh, what are you having, Martyn?" Don't matter what I'm having. Oh no, what are you having? I just try a little bit of that. If you want it, you order it. If you want sweet and sour Cantonese style, you order. Yeah, but I just want to try a bit of yours. Then order it. If I wanted chips, I would have ordered chips, right? I don't steal your chips. I want chips, I order chips. I cannot stand when you go out in a party of people and they nick your food. Order your own. Leah does it. I say, do you want chips with your chicken? No, I'll just try one of yours. No. I want a whole portion of chips. I want a whole portion of chips.
What happens if it's your wife?
It doesn't matter if it's my wife. I can buy my wife some chips. She can have chips. I earn money on YouTube. I make good money. I make money. I can buy you some chips. Do you want some chips, Leah? I'll buy you some chips. I want a whole portion of chips.
If it's my family, it's okay. But if it's somebody else random, I'm like, just get the hell away from me. But if it's my family,
exactly right.
No, because if Leah pinches my chicken tikka masala or my little egg rolls, I'm now going to be hungry. You could have had some. I could get some for you. No, I just want to try yours, babe. I just want to try one of yours. No, order your own.
Martyn, don't forget to mention that what they don't like, they're also going to put on your plate.
Do what, mate?
All right, go on, Zach.
What the lady doesn't like, eventually going to be on your plate too.
Yeah, but I don't want that. What's that? How's that going to help me?
I'm okay with that. That's fine.
No, I'm not okay with that. I don't want what she doesn't want. I know what I want. I order what I want. You order what you want.
I was just going to say, imagine, Saab, you're at a restaurant, some random sitting next to you, and they're like, "Hey, can I have your chicken tikka masala, mate?" You know what I mean? I know I bought a steak, but
hang on. Yeah, hang on.
Sounds
MSK, that's a real thing. That's a real thing. Back in the day when we used to go out with the lads, right, in Truro, in Cornwall, this is what happened. Some people they're like a bit snobby. They're a bit snobby, right? You can always tell a snobby person because they talk about wine a lot. They're like, they don't know anything about it, but they talk about it a lot. Oh, yeah, I like this particular wine from this particular region. Do you? I just buy whatever's cheapest at Tesco, mate. I ain't bothered. I'm telling you I don't care does it taste nice? Then I like it. I don't care if it was 1863 and it was Napoleon first drunk it while he was having a battle with the Spanish Inquisition. I don't know. And that doesn't even work because they're different times in history. Doesn't matter. I'm making the point. The point is, there are two types of people that go to restaurants. One, they are a snob when it comes to wine. Oh, let me just check the wine. Yep, I like this. I'll have a bottle of that. Just get it. You're going to enjoy it anyway. That's the first thing. But what's even worse than that? What is even worse than pretending to know about wine that you don't? You know what it is? They know the bloody chef, the guy who runs the place. That's even worse. They say, hey, we're going to go down to Punjab tonight. I know the chef. He's one of my friends. Yeah, I know the guy who fixes my car. I know the guy who works at Home Depot who sells me packets of screws. But if you know the chef, you're somehow connected. You've somehow got a secret way in, a secret society, because we're going to have a special night out tonight because I know the chef. Good for you, mate. I know. There's this one guy, he's called Sonny in Truro, right, in Cornwall. He runs the Indian restaurant. He's the head chef. He's like the owner and everything. And do you know what he does? If you know him and you pretend you're his best mate, do you know what he does? You go into the restaurant, there's 20 of you, boys' night out. Old Sonny, the chef, my best mate, no, not my best mate, but my best mate's best mate, he brings him to the table and everyone stands up and shakes his hand like God's just walked in, right? He's the chef. You wouldn't do that for the mechanic. But anyway, that's not the bad bit about it. This is what annoys me. We're all out with our mates. We're all getting on. We're all friends with each other. We all know each other. We chat to each other. Not on this night. Not the night when someone knows the bloody chef, because the chef comes over, sits himself down at the table, takes over the whole bloody conversation. We're all going to find out what the chef thinks about everything. We're paying him to eat in his restaurant, and do you know what he does? We feel honoured that he's joined us. He takes from our frigging plates and we feed the guy. We pay to feed the chef. It's like, wasn't it a great night out? We had Sonny the chef sitting with us. No, I didn't like it. It was rubbish. It's like if I go around and I get my car fixed and the mechanic, I know the man who fixes my car, he doesn't sit in my car and I give him a lift home for free, does he? No, he doesn't. So why do people get all snobby about restaurants and I know the chef? If you ever go out with your mates and someone says they know the chef, don't go out with them. They'll ruin the night.
I think I think the moral of the story is don't get a curry in Cornwall. Just stick to pasties.
Just go out and be humble. Sit in the corner. I don't know the chef. I don't want another chef. I just want to pay my money, eat my dinner and go. That's it. Not interested.
What do you mean? I know the chef in McDonald's. They bring me the food to the window every time.
Yeah, I know the chef at McDonald's as well.
I know
the
people at Kentucky Fried Chicken, and I know the Colonel.
I know Indian. You know what? I've never known an Indian restaurant where they say, "Okay, are you sure you don't want the $500 bottle of wine?" No, the customer always says, "Whatever is going to get me drunk, just bring it." That's it. That's how it works. Okay.
I'm quite happy.
Oh, mango lassi.
What kind of Indian restaurants you be going to, man? Some Michelin star stuff.
Mango lassi, what's that? I like the mango sauce.
Mango lassi is like is a very popular.
It's like milkshake made out of yogurt and like pureed mangoes, and it's really good.
I got a little bit of an issue there. I don't. When you ever go to an Indian restaurant, I think the puddings are rubbish. They're all milky and weird. Indian restaurants, they do a really good dinner, but the puddings are all kind of like
puddings.
They're rubbish, aren't they?
Indians don't do puddings, and that's why Saab is laughing.
It's an acquired taste, mate.
The dinner's great. The main course is brilliant. The starter, the main course, all of that. But the pudding is like they can't be bothered. A lot of it's frozen. They just get something out of the freezer. That's we can make another $10. Yeah. They don't care.
You
it's
have to
rubbish.
Realize, Martyn, because for the most part, whatever you taste in UK or USA, it's actually catered for the USA or UK palate, not
Correct.
the Indian palate. So whatever, even me myself, I'm actually a good cook. Not to boast, although I boast all the time. It's completely different. It's completely different if you have home cooked Indian food versus what you have outside. So I'm assuming for the most part they have like ice creams and okay, lassis are. I suppose something that's a fusion of what you might get authentically in India versus what might cater to the palate, but it's like rice pudding. You'll get rice pudding.
Oh, I love rice pudding. Ambrosia rice pudding. I love it.
Okay, you're boasting about ambrosia rice pudding, but your
favorite thing
about Indian dessert stats. See,
Mark
is like thinking.
Martyn's exposure to Indian food is he's had two. He gets the same thing every time, right?
Every time.
So that's your exposure to Indian food.
There you go. There you go.
What do you mean? If I've got 20 options, Chinese, McDonald's, steakhouse, fish and chips, yada yada, Italian, Mexican, blah 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 blah. Don't even start me on Mexican. If you've got all these places, I know what I want in each place. Why would I not just choose the thing I like in that place?
On that point, we've got 4 positions open. Any Mexicans in the chat? Yeah,
can Alex, can you keep your eye on the chat if someone's calling in? I get people giving me different names. That's why I can't pick up the phone. So if you are calling in, let me know. And
multicultural chat right now. This is beautiful.
So look at this. So check this out, right? So when we have food in England, it's like, what's the name of the meal? Well, let's have fish and chips.
Yes, Alex.
Hey, someone wants to call in, by the way. They say, lol, how do I get in this live cam chat?
Yes, I didn't know who you are. From Arizona to Holland. Yeah, the link's in the chat. Just tell me you're calling in. Now you're telling me you're calling in. So now just call back in and I'll answer the phone. I didn't answer the phone to you before because you didn't tell me you were calling in. You have to tell me you're calling in and you have to be a member, which you are a member. But now you've told me you're calling in. I'll pick up the phone to you. You need to be on camera as well. So please call back. Sorry, interrupting you, Saab.
It's all right. So it's very basic. It's like fish and chips. Basically, the ingredients of the food is what it's called. Fish and chips or bangers and mash.
Brilliant. Right? Best food ever.
Potato, right? And egg and chips, right? So I like them all, right? I grew up in England. I like them all, right? They're all good. But in India, it's very refined food. It has like 16, 17 different ingredients. So dishes actually have a name rather than saying split beans with this many spices. It's very refined cooking. It's been established over thousands of years. It's very, very different in different regions. So it's difficult to put in a basket. Like if you go to one restaurant and you go to a Punjabi restaurant, you like what you like, your chicken tikka masala and stuff like that. But there's like thousands of different delicacies all over India, different regions. So it's good to try different ones.
I agree. I agree. But what?
Sweets are the best in the world. If you get the right ones, you've probably just been in the wrong place. In that place in Cornwall at Sunny's, probably just wasn't the best place.
Just a pain in the ass. I got sick and tired of buying his dinner for him. Got sick and tired. Don't want you sitting at the table. I don't care. I'm the owner. I don't give a damn who you. Just bugger off. I'm paying for this meal. Let me enjoy it without you gracing us with your bloody presence. Oh, from Ireland, from Manchester to Holland, or whatever, came in and then disappeared again. But I'm not quite sure what happened there. Yes, Alex.
To Richmond is Mexican.
Do what?
Poor man to Richmond is Mexican, by the way.
Oh, is he?
Call him.
Poor man to Richmond.
So he says Mexican here. I'm in the chat.
Well, okay. Well, here it comes.
Call him.
Here it comes. I'm going to tell you. I live near I'm Dallas, right? Tex-Mex all over this place. Everyone loves Mexican. They're fanatical about it. Every other restaurant is a bloody Mexican restaurant. I'm sick of it. Shall I tell you why I'm sick of it? It's rubbish. It slops on a plate. This bit of black bean slop. It's like sludge. There's a bit of black beans, bit of grit. It's like sludge. If you are Mexican, go to England to have it. It's much nicer. It's rubbish here in Tex-Mex area. It's a bit of slop on a plate.
Sorry, but do you have any Greek restaurant over there?
I've no idea, mate.
I love Greek food.
I love Greek food as well.
I like Greek food.
I love it as well.
That's proper food. Yeah.
Cubans.
So the Mexican thing, like my first experience 20-something years ago when I first came to the US, somebody took me to a Taco Bell or whatever it was.
Rubbish.
And I
No,
ate Mexican food for
that's
20
not
something crazy
Mexican
years
food.
until I came and ate at a food truck, which was amazing because it was legit Mexican food and it was proper food, and they made this lamb birria that was just off the hook, and that's real Mexican food. Like, you go to the small little trucks. Never go to these big old establishments they call Taco Bells and stuff like that.
Oh,
So,
terrible, absolutely terrible stuff.
Which place? Taco Hill?
Taco Bell,
Go on,
rubbish.
Go on, Zach.
If you
I
want
mean,
real,
it's different
if you
when
want
Taco
real-
Hill?
Hang on a minute, one at a time. Jim, James, whatever your name is.
If you want real Latino food, I'm married to a Peruvian, and I tell you what, Peruvian food will knock the pants off of anything in Mexico.
Do you know what? Most food is good if it's made properly and it's done with proper food, not manufactured, not processed, fast food to made cheap. You know what? Most food, if it's just, I love just picking up a carrot or picking up a strawberry, a proper piece of fruit, a proper piece of vegetable, always tastes amazing. It's like, wow, this is amazing. You just bite into a lemon. The flavors in a lemon, just a lemon off a tree. It's amazing. But time it's all processed and buggered around with, it's rubbish. So anyway, there we go. Do you know what?
My question is about fresh market. There is a fresh market, farm markets. People that sell their local grow. Is anyone in England does that? They grow their own and sell it in their hoods or in their neighborhood?
In their hoods. We don't have hoods in Cornwall. There's no hood. There's like,
farms.
All right, mate, down the pub. I got a couple of apples and pears for you, mate, out the back of my car in the boot. Right? I got a little bag here.
Here I
a
go
little
for a
basket
walk.
of fruit.
I can go for a walk with my dog and pick up lemons that people leave outside and oranges, and there is nature everywhere.
Jim James, he's got his carrot. Look at him. Look, he's sorted.
What's up, Doc?
See how nice is that carrot? Just like that carrot never tastes that good if you go down to the Mexican restaurant where they process it and cover it in slop. You eat it, fresh. It's lovely.
I'm just eating it just to be eating it. I have to cook it.
Put a little lemon.
Do you not like it like that?
No, I like to cook.
I think that's the big difference here, Saab. I think that's the big difference here. I think Martyn's failing to recognize that, cuisine starts from, let's just compare cuisine to writing, from nursery or songs. Nursery rhymes to Pavarotti.
What are you talking about?
English food, Pavarotti, Indian food.
I'm completely confused. What's Pavarotti got to do with a carrot?
It's the complexity of the ingredients.
Took from one to the other. Like, you can have a really basic thing, or you can have like what you do, Martyn, is like good singing.
Oh yeah.
Now I understand it. Now I understand it because you compared it to me. Now I can see it.
You know what? I think we touched on something there. I think that this is the way to get Martyn to understand.
Yeah, compare it to my singing.
By feeding his ego.
Yeah, that's it. Exactly. That's exactly what it is. You find yourself, that's what Donald Trump does. He hires people all around him to tell him what he wants to hear. That's right. When are you going to catch on with how it works? You just got to blow up my ego. Then I'll agree with anything. I'll even make memberships for free.
If you come to UK, I'll cook for you, Martyn. Saab, I think you're in the US, aren't you? Whenever he's in wherever you are, let's cook for him. Let Martyn's going to experience an array of cuisines.
Oh.
And Alex, you can cook Greek food. You can cook Greek food.
Listen, and I'll use my sentence.
Listen. Well, when they start with listen, they.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, you're not coming. You're not coming with conviction. You're not coming with conviction. Going, I tell you what. No, just what does he want to say, Alex? You were nodding your head. You were doing this. What was going on with all that?
Oh yeah, because I've been listening many people saying like, I don't like this fresh food and everything like that. And I put myself into this, that we are so used to all the crap food, all the takeaways and everything. But if we actually sit down and have a normal food, like cook it, you can see the difference massively. Like you can't compare your kitchen
Yeah, I
with
agree. Yeah.
something outside, like a carrot, for example. This carrot, if you know how to cook it, it will taste fantastic. If you take it from Taco Bell, that you said,
Jim's loving it. He's having a great old time with his carrot there. Look, he's loving it. I have to say, a little bit of refinement does make a difference. Leah makes me like a fried egg on toast, right? But she gets the egg and then she adds a few little spices to it. And all of a sudden, this egg is like, oh my God, the best fried egg ever. Yeah, you got a little bit of refinement. Yeah, I understand that. It doesn't have to always just be raw, just out of the packet, the tin, the box, or whatever it is.
oh, no.
All right.
Hey, just a bit of black pepper and the salt on an egg, on a fried egg is
What
perfect.
isn't that amazing? What a difference that makes.
Yeah. Now, as long as it's nice and squidgy, you know what I mean? Now it's over easy. You know what I mean? If it's overcooked, it's just dry.
Look, Saab, you're getting too fussy now, mate. There's people in the world starving, and here you are. If it gets a bit squidgy, I'll eat it. If it's otherwise, I'm leaving it. I'm not interested.
Avocado toast.
You know what? On a honest note, though,
on toast, we love it on toast.
On an honest note, though, I do think most restaurants, it's not a true representative of authentic cuisine. It's just not. So I mean, I don't know if you've been fed by like or like Indian families or Italian families or like Mexican families in their house. It's a completely different experience.
Especially Italian.
I'm speaking from firsthand, and also again, I'm gonna say I'm a good cook. So
nothing like self-praise, mate.
Yeah,
I agree with you.
My mum would say the same thing,
Right, I've had enough of you lot now. I'm bored and I'm really hungry.
Zach, what's the main dish from where you're from?
From Israel, there is falafel, hummus, there is the salads, the shawarma, mixed.
See, I love all
that. Same. We love food. We'll open Martyn Lucas restaurant.
Oh, that would be great.
Perfect. The Martyn Lucas restaurant. That's what we need. Mr. Beast has got it. It's called Feastables. Mr. Beast got his own burgers, got his own... yeah, there's going to be a Martyn Lucas restaurant. Perfect.
The market goes down, the Lucases gather around.
Yeah.
Absolutely, why not?
Yeah, brilliant.
How many countries are representing the Martyn Lucas show now?
69 countries.
69 potential different recipes around the world.
What's that you got there? What's that, Jim?
That I cooked that for Easter. It's a leg of lamb with Mediterranean rice.
Oh, lovely.
Holy lamb. Love it.
What do you mean Mediterranean rice?
You don't like lamb, Saab?
I love lamb. It's one of
you
my
love it?
favorite. Yeah.
Lovely.
Alex is saying, what do you mean Mediterranean rice? What's
Hang on.
Mediterranean rice?
It's a yellow rice, and it has peppers in it, hot peppers, and the spices in it, which I forget what they are. I have to go back to my recipe, but it was delicious. I've never had. That was the first time I've had lamb. I've never had lamb, so I thought for this Easter I would cook the lamb, and it turned out very well. I mean, it's just like Indian food. I've never had Indian food, never.
You never had Indian food?
No.
Oh, you're missing out there, mate.
I've had European food. I've had Asian food. I've had South American food. I've had Mexican food. I've had Canadian food, but I haven't had anything from like Australia, or let's say like Russia, up and around that area, and especially Indian food. I haven't had Thai food. Sometimes I think Thai food is real spicy, but I don't know. Somebody told me Indian food can get pretty spicy too. And another thing with Indian food, they don't use too much meat. It's more vegetables. And correct me if I'm wrong.
It depends on the region. Yeah, it depends on where it's from. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So fish and chips used to be the national dish of England for years, and for the last 20 years.
Tikka masala.
Yeah.
I love a chicken tikka masala. I love it. I like the tandoori chicken. That's my favourite. The old sizzler that comes out, we're all smoking. Oh my God. How hungry is everybody now after all this conversation? I can't make my mind up. Am I going to run to the local KFC? Am I going to run to the fridge? Leah's got loads of lovely Easter food left over. Oh my God. I just got to eat something. I'm going to eat something really quick. It'll probably be a biscuit just because it's in the biscuit tin. Shove it in my gob. Oh, there you go. Feel better now.
Martin, if I come over and pick you up, I'll take you to Kentucky Fried Chicken because I know the manager of
Oh, yeah. You know the manager. Yeah, whoop-de-doo. He knows the manager.
I know the colonel.
Good for you. If you know the colonel, I'm definitely interested. Anybody else? Rubbish. Right.
Trust the chicken man to know the colonel.
I know. It's pretty amazing because he's been dead 300 years. Anyway, great stuff. I really enjoyed that. That was a lot of fun. It was supposed to be, the name of the video was Why the Stock Market is Crashing, Trump to Fire Fed Jerome Powell, and we ended up talking about chicken again. It's that flipping Jim. It's that flipping Jim and James, whatever his name is. Right, I'm going to end the stream. I'll see you back in the morning. I'm going to try and organise walk and talk. It might be a bit too late for that now because I've got to have my dinner. Otherwise, I'll see you back in the morning. Final thoughts, Saab. Give me your final thoughts, Saab, as we say goodnight.
Yes, sir. Just try different dishes all around the world, and don't judge things before you've tried them. Just try a little bit and then move on.
There it is. MSK, final thoughts from you.
You know, the funniest thing is we started this conversation with the aspect of morality around choices we make in life, and the only thing that I know is that conversation is so deep you wouldn't even believe it.
Don't bring us down, MSK. Final thoughts, mate. Final thoughts.
In Hinduism, there's this thing called Sanatana Dharma, and I'll just leave you with that. It's so deep that I wouldn't even want to go into it into this in this conversation.
Well, what are you saying then?
I was smiling because he knows about Sanatana.
I need a final thought. I need a final thought that everyone can understand what you're saying.
Many conversations to come. That's my final thought.
Well, that was great. No one understood a bloody word of it. Right. Thank you very much for that. Brilliant. Bring it on. Final thoughts from you. Perhaps something we can understand, Alex.
Do you want about the market or about the food? Hold on a minute.
Not gonna lie. What?
Do you want about the market or do you want about the food?
Oh, God. Why is this so hard? I want to get off. I'm hungry. I want to end the stream. I want to get out. I want to go for a toy. I want to go for a pee and have something to eat. Give me your final thoughts. I don't care what they are anymore.
Everybody go to a Greek restaurant. You will lick your fingers. That's it.
No, that's Kentucky Fried Chicken. You're getting it confused now.
It's not
that was rubbish. He just threw that together at the last minute. Zach Zate, final thoughts.
All right, the same that you can make your decision about stock, you got to make the right decisions about your food.
There it is. That's what I'm talking about. He took the bull by the horns and delivered it. Jim, James, whatever your name is. Jim, James, final thoughts.
Final thoughts is eat more chicken.
Eat more chicken. Right, I'm out of here. Take care of yourselves and each other. Join me on Extra. Tariff.